I'm at my brother's daughter's first birthday last weekend, and he was in really good spirits, but his foot was blown up. You could see it through the sock, and he was quite blind. I said, "How's the injury?" And he said, "You know what? I reckon it's going to be a good thing. Georgiades, Todd Marshall, Finlayson, we need those guys to step up a little bit more, and it can't just be, with one person, one target inside 50 like it's been," and that's why I was a bit frustrated. So they're actually thinking it may be an okay thing. My view on it is, though, Kingy, they can't win the premiership without him. Todd Marshall is a third, fourth option. Georgiades is in his third year, so you can't ask much of him, and Finlayson hasn't been able to hold down a spot at the Giants. So unfortunately or fortunately on Charlie, it's going to be all on him this year.
48 goals, 59 contested marks last year. You can't. I don't care how good Todd Marshall is. He's not getting to that level. He's
Correct.
just not. So that's just how that's it.
Kingy, one of the other stories that's going to be big, and it could even be big perhaps sooner than we thought, because I look at Gold Coast and I look at the shadow of Clarkson looming over that club, and rightly or wrongly, the AFL would, I think, love to get him into the Gold Coast Football Club. A lot of people would share that opinion. Their first month, it's arguably the hardest in the competition. West Coast away, Melbourne, the Giants away, and Carlton. It could get ugly quicker than we think for Stewie Dew. So my question is, what's his attitude, Stewie Dew? What does he say? Does he come out publicly? Does he give access to the media? Does he take us inside? Or does he shy away from that and head down, bum up? How would you attack it if you're Stewie Dew, knowing that this is going to be a big story this year?
Regardless of how you want to attack Stuart Dew or the Gold Coast football, it is still the toughest job in football.
Yep. Correcting
the Gold Coast. It's brought many a top liner in our history to their knees, whether they've been coach or an administrator or even players have struggled up there. Apart from Gary Ablett, it's been a really tough place to play football. They were a couple of seasons ago out of their state, or had to play away from home for the first 13 rounds, and that really rocked their year. They've had injury to significant tools last year. But if you want to talk specifically about Stuart Dew, I think you'll see a different version of their football this year. He'll take the handbrake. The handbrake comes off. Let them play with some flair. Open them up. They've got to find a weapon with their ball use. They've got high-level talent in terms of draft selection that are now in that midfield. Rao comes back in. So if you're talking about that first month specifically, the West Coast game away is not going to be in Western Australia, you wouldn't think. So there's an opportunity there. If they could really get themselves off to a flyer by beating Carlton. Could they challenge Carlton? I don't know if they can or they can't. But I don't have the expectation on Stuart Dew that others have. I think if he can get an 8-9 win season, that's another step in the right direction. What's the pass mark for you?
Well, how long are we going to say that, though, for? Like, it feels like we say that every year. As long as Gold Coast improve, as long as they improve, at some point, it has to be win a final. And whether that's this year, whether I don't believe that's
final.
I don't believe they're capable of doing that. But for how long? Like, how long are we going to give them?
Well,
like what? Until they get more draft picks and they get another 4 years under their belt, or until they get a big name? What's the answer? I mean, how long will we? It's okay for the Giants to be competitive every year, pretty much. Why is it not okay for Gold Coast to be the same?
But it's not a Stuart Dew problem for me.
No. It's a whole of club.
Yeah,
it's a whole of club.
So they've gone 6 wins, 6 wins, 4 wins, 3 wins, 5 wins, 7 wins. So it's not a Stuart Dew problem. It's a full club problem. So I think you've got to take the magnifying glass off Stuart. I know all coaches...
It's impossible to do when you've got Clarkson. It's impossible.
Well, have you got Clarkson, though?
No. When there is the speculation and the push for Clarkson.
Even Alistair Clarkson would have reservations going to that football club, given what we've just talked about. It's not an easy fix. And it is a long-term solution, long-term problem. So I think if you can build, go 3 wins, 5 wins, 7 wins, 9 wins, then you're a chance. And maybe the AFL have got to do extra things for this football club to help them, whether it's soft cap assistance, whether it's some sort of salary cap allowance. I know you don't want to create inequities, but there may be no choice. I've got one for you to finish it off. The rule changes that have been made to particularly prior opportunity, the holding the ball, stricter interpretation. I want an over and an under. I'm going to say by round 6, we will be amending the amendments. Give me an over or under. Do you think it'll be before round 6 or after round 6?
I think it'll be before, after an influential coach has a sook about it in their media conference.
What round?
Like has been happened in the past.
Give me a round.
Round 4, when Richmond lose and Damien Hardwick has a cry about it, then the AFL will change it. But I actually, on the surface, don't mind
Mate,
the
I had
changes
coming here. Probably should
that
say
they've
that.
made. That was him, Charlie Battisti and Co, Melbourne's finest facility to repair the prestige German vehicles. Get your repair process started. That was the agenda.
You're listening to SEN Top End Footy. The Chemist Warehouse, always here for you. And for cfsgear.com.au.
Good afternoon, my name is Dominic McCormack. Great to be here with you for our round 16 NTFL clash. And as we were for round 15, it is at the beautiful Gardens Oval between second place Waratah and third placed St Mary's. That was Kane Corns and David King on the Friday agenda. But now, as I say, you're at Gardens Oval for our round 16 clash, and what a match it should be. Right now at 6 p.m. local time, it's around 30 degrees, feels like temperature 36, approximately 70% humidity. The last game that Waratah had was our broadcast game, in fact. They defeated the then second-placed Wanderers by 24 points in a hard-fought encounter, while St Mary's secured a lightning-interrupted victory over Southern Districts by 53 points. Importantly, though, last time these two teams played in a sometimes spiteful game, St Mary's defeated Waratah in round 11 by 13 points. With only 2 rounds to go in the regular season, while second spot is not quite up for grabs, but there is the mental edge factor, because in the first week of the finals, second will play third, and it looks as though these two teams are destined to play each other at that time. Joining me in the commentary box this afternoon, Nick O'Reilly. How are you, Nick?
G'day, Dom. How you going, mate? Good to see you.
Yeah,
Really looking forward to this one, mate. This is going to be an absolute ripper, and a lot on the line for both teams.
A lot on the line indeed, and I'm exaggerating, of course, saying that I'm welcoming you to the commentary box because this is the outdoor version.
And it's stinking hot, isn't it?
Gardens Oval. Very much an exaggeration indeed. We're out in the 70% humidity and 36-degree feel-like temperature. And for her thoughts on today's game, a really warm welcome, and no pun intended, Colleen Gwynn. How are you, Colleen?
Hey, Dom, it's great to be here again with you and Nick. Looking forward to, as Nick said, it will be a cracker of a game.
Colleen, both teams out on the ground here, moments away from a start. We've all commented already that this is an important game. Second playing third now. Even if Saints win, they can't take third spot. They would, they can't take second spot. They would equal on points. They'd be ahead on percentage. Their win-loss would be better, but because of their penalties from the end of last season, where they lost the first points of the first game this season, they'd still be behind, if that all makes sense.
Yeah, it just shows that you really got to get that stuff right, don't you? Because it can hurt you come near finals. You really, every point is so critical. They do have superior percentage. That's not much use to them at the moment if we're in that situation where they're on equal points.
Yeah, so how do you see this one, Colleen?
Look, interesting today. Tars have got 8 changes from last week. They've been going on pretty well. They've won the last 4 on the trot. They've got the likes of Abe Ankers. We know what he can do in a game. He can turn a game. Big out for them. Munro's out and Cam Arnold's injured. But what they do get is they've got the captain in Turnbull back in. And Goulder, he's back from Sydney. He's a very, very clever, probably line up along the half-back line and really leads that back line. And you'll notice him today. You really will notice his leadership. But if we look at Anthony's Vallejo's side, he's got a lot of good news there. So he's got 3 fly-ins, and they are not they are decent players. We've got Aaron Heppel, brother of Dyson, and he's won 3 VFL Best and Fairest with the Essendon Football Club. So he's a handy player,
to say the least.
Yeah, Brendan Grenfell, he's back with the Saints, played last year, played a ripper game in their grand final.
Yep.
I think he'll lead up. He'll start at the centre half forward. And just a siren blasting there. I might just wait.
It's like from the 1920s, Quinny.
Alex Marklew, he's another in from the Essendon Football Club, plays VFL, very handy player. Just a bit more news. Jacob Long's back in, had a couple of weeks suspension, and then he had a bit of a hammy issue in the rep training, so that put him out for 3 weeks. We've got the big source back in. We call him Brian Smith, who is probably the best ruck going around. Very, very good, very dominant. And he's also got some other good news. Lockie Taylor, one of the most unorthodox but effective outside centres. He's not going back to Perth. He's staying with the Saints, so you'll see him for the rest of the season. Really big news for the St Mary's Football Club.
Well, that is big news, isn't it? Because he's just been so important for them.
Yeah.
I think correspondingly, Colleen, on the other side of the fence, to have Cameron Arnold missing from Waratah is exceptionally important. Again, I remember the last time these two teams played, which was round 11, which was a 13-point victory to Saints. I was so impressed with Cameron Arnold, just his size, his presence, the way that he gets on the hard lead up the ground.
Yeah, and there's a lot of feeling between these sides, and it stems from last year's finals. I don't know if you know how that came about, it to do with the point system.
Yep.
There's a lot of emotion out there, and these sides don't like each other a lot on the field. Off the field, I think they're okay. So we're in for a really tense game, a cracker of a game.
Yeah, indeed. Players just assembling at either end at the moment. To the right of your dial, St Mary's assembling at the city end, Waratah at the other end, the Darwin High School end, and Nick in the middle. Oh, to be a centreman.
Yeah, and you can see there's the centre circles way on the other side, so we're going to have a bit of a stinker tonight trying to see that one, Dom. But no, there's a lot of mud out there. We've had a lot of rain through the week, of course. I think there's been a bit of a monsoon hanging around, so... but it's cleared just in time for footy and for us to really sweat things up. It's great.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's not easy going through the middle there. So I've got no doubt players will be trying to clear it out of there as quickly as they possibly can.
And I think St Mary's wearing the white shorts today isn't going to go well for them.
No.
So I would hate to be washing those uniforms
It's
this week.
interesting to see as they go into position, Jacko, Calder, Grenfell and Turner all heading forward for St Mary's. So quite a tall forward line to kick things off, and then of course you've got Shannon Rioli and little Nicky Aaron and Salmon at their feet, so yeah, we could be on for a bit of a show tonight.
Yeah, I hear a little whisper that the 200 gamer for St Mary's, though a little bit more than that now, Shannon Rioli had one of his better games last week against Southern District. So if Shannon Rioli's slowly reaching some good form, that's ominous signs for the other teams.
Other change here, Robbie Turnbull's gone forward. You'll generally see him start in the midfield. He's had a few weeks off. He's back in, and I'd say Ryan Ayres is saying, let's just run him in the forward line. Let's not run him in the midfield at this point.
About to get underway here, round 16 clash. Second place Waratah up against third place St Mary's. The ball tossed high in the air. TIO goes up high, couldn't get a hand to it. Waratah with first possession out of the middle there through Jordan Wilkins, who's been in good form in recent times. Kick smothered and rolls all the way through the wing and out of bounds at centre wing for a boundary throw-in. Players just setting themselves again here, looking to get themselves steady. Alexander Marklew in the middle of the ground, lining up against Bruce Wenke there for Waratah. Ruck contest one down, straight to Paredes, dives at the foot. He got taken high, and a late call by the umpire is a free kick to the St Mary's captain at right centre wing, kicking to the Darwin High School end.
So he's got a few options on down the line, and he's heading in the Turner direction. It's sort of a high up and under inside 50 kick. Turner sits underneath it. Calder arrives, punches over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in. Saints end, 50 metres out.
And Dylan Lant coming out of that contest, Colleen, not looking good.
No, he's. I missed that, but he's obviously taken a hit. In the rep game 2 weeks ago,
he's going to come straight from the ground here. Blood rule.
He took plenty of body work in that game and came off very sore. I think it's the way he plays the game. He really does go in hard and go in at the contest every time.
He got one in the mouth, didn't he? He was off for a quarter, but he nearly won the best on ground, didn't he?
Yeah,
with that limited time.
We actually joked about him coming back, and he did. So he's a tough player, and we'll see him back very, very soon. I can't imagine he'll be off for long.
As Henry Labastida comes on for the blood-stricken Lant, who's just making his way off the field now. Labastida gets into position on that outer side, 50 out from the St Mary's goal. Ball thrown back in. Nice tap down there from Teo. Feeds a handball out, gets crunched into tackle. Umpire letting it go. This one trickles over the line. We'll do it again, 55 out from the Saints goal.
Of course, we've got two big goal kickers in this game as well. gentlemen. We've got the leading goal kicker, Jackson Calder, and Jaden Magro. I think he's up the top couple, I think.
So Jake Toa now up against Jordan Wilkins for Waratah. Toa just out-bodies him easily. Ball flicked out and a free kick paid here as Waratah took possession. The free kick paid to St Mary's going to go immediately here to the Saints captain in Paredes. Second free kick. Punches that inside 50. Off hands. Nick Yarron gathers 25 metres out. Snap on the right boot is the first goal for the afternoon. So St Mary's 1 straight 6. Waratah yet to score 2.5 gone in the first quarter.
Nicky Yarron, we talked about him a lot, again in the rep game. We spoke about how he's probably one of the most underrated players in the competition, Nick.
Yeah.
And the danger with this player is he plays anywhere. And he generally will play across the back line. You throw him in the forward line, you throw him in the midfield, and you've always got to watch him. He's a very, very dangerous player. Oh.
Good start too from Tao in the ruck too, Dom. He's just sort of asserting himself in the middle, is he? As we see him go back into the centre circle with Wilkins from Waratah. As the field umpire just sorts everyone out. We're back underway. Umpire tosses it up in these conditions. Wilkins wins that one down though on that occasion for Waratah. Quick kick out of the pack there from Goulden up to half forward. Wilco with one juke, if you don't mind. He's pulled that one out. And he didn't carry on about it either, like he absolutely meant it. I don't reckon he did. Ball long down the line. Yarron flies from behind. Centre wing out of side. Quick kick. Now the umpire's picked out a free kick and it'll go the way of Waratah, Dom.
Yes, taken down low. Legging was the call. So Waratah now from centre wing, looking to bring it straight across the ground, across to Corey Rich. Almost met him on the bounce, didn't find him. Saints take possession, and that possession was taken by Aaron Heppel, and he's caught holding the ball. Just got himself a bit mucked up there, just couldn't get hand to ball. Was a good tackle laid. Now from the free kick, the ball kicked out wide, comes to Dylan Collis. Joseph Salmon manning the mark. Collis, geez, a good user of the footy. Comes through and hits up Bryce Wenke. And then finds Corey Rich right in front of our commentary position here, right centre wing. Waratah kicking towards the city end. Right in front of the grandstand, a wobbler off the boot, no mark taken. Wilkins managed to grab hold of it, deal out a handball, tackle laid by Paredes, ball kicked into the middle of the ground. Robinson clears a path for Yarron in the mud, gathers, ducks and weaves and manages to pop a little pass onto the chest of Grenfell. Now long kick inside 50, down there looking for Calder, gets himself in front, got two hands to it, couldn't take possession. Ball spills out for Salmon, he can't take possession. Ball flicked up there for Adam Goulden. Good pressure coming there from Justin Robinson for Saints, gets hold of the footy, just pops it on the boot and gets it inside the left forward pocket and then bounces immediately out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Calder gives him the clap and says, well done, that's really good work. Be a boundary throw in 5 metres around from the goal line. 5 minutes down here, 6 points to 0, Saints in the lead.
So ball thrown back in, top of the square action. Grenfell senses and it takes it out of the ruck. Ricochets off a player. Calder tries to go over the head, bicycle kick style. Not quite get on the end of it. Ball spills out now, Labastida. Cops one in the back from Magro and the umpire's right there and calls it.
Yeah, probably lucky there, I think. Didn't see too much contact there, but...
So Labastida, right on the boundary, will kick from about 35 out the side. Left pocket action for the Saints. And this to get their second, and Henry Labastida's first. Henry
has come in and out of the side a bit this year. He's played many years for the St Mary's Football Club. It's good to see him back in. He certainly does his job when he's out there.
Having retired about 3 seasons ago,
I think so. I think he's had more comebacks than Jimmy Barnes. But
yeah, my word. I can smell John Farnham about this. Here he goes, Henry Labastida. Right up against it. And he's put it through for a behind.
Just the conditions here. Quickly, the mud in the middle. Didn't play that well before Corey Rich. The ball will stop, so players have got to get used to those conditions. Very, very heavy ground.
Dylan Collis, the designated kicker. Gee, that's a beautiful kick.
Yes.
Spots up Joel Crocker, who led right up the middle. Takes the mark 30 from his defensive goal line. Passes now to Thomas Cree. Had a good game a week and a half ago. Long kick up centre wing. Directed towards Turnbull, the captain. Got hands to it initially and then couldn't grab hold of it. Jake Bowd goes for the footy. Now Paredes. and just sock it off the ground there by Adam Goulden. That's a sensible kick inside, attacking 50. Kieran Parnell gathers, and under pressure they are. Yeah. Ball slips out the back, slips out to Corey Rich, has the shot on goal, bouncing, and through for a very lucky, in the end, goal to Corey Rich. But well done. And thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts, the scoreboard now reading 1 straight 6 Waratah, St Mary's 1-1-7. And Colleen, perhaps a little lucky there, but the Adam Goulden soccer off the ground in these conditions, perfect.
Clever player. Plays for the Swans. I think he was in the academy, played second grade down there, and really a clever play. Just leads that back line. And we talk about these conditions. It's a pity they can't see it at home if you're listening to our broadcast, but it's pretty heavy out there, and you just got to play the conditions, and that's what Goulden did, and put Rich on the end of that. So well done.
Back in the middle, big Ryan Smith, the man they call Sauce. His first crack in the middle, wins a tap down. Quick kick coming out of there was Klusky, up to half forward. Jacob Long playing on half forward today. Just feeds out the handball. Grenfell taps it down to Salmon. Yaron lurking. Collis under pressure for Waratah. Just gets it out. There's a free kick against Nick Yaron. I think he carried on a bit with Dylan Collis, so the free kick will go downfield, Dom.
Does indeed. Jacob Long standing on the mark. And the free kick to be taken at right half back. Gooch with the kick. And almost the mark taken. Trying to extricate himself from the tackle there. Dom Booth, big, strong player that he is. And a free kick for holding in the end given. This will come back here to Jake Bowd. Very impressive player, Jake Bowd. Runs off, goes on the left boot. Spots it up into the corridor. The big men leap. No one really gets a touch on it. Source at the back of the pack. Ryan Smith grabs hold of the footy. In pursuit was Blittner. A lovely kick out wide. Is that out of bounds on the full? No, the umpire was close. Right on the money. So the mark taken, Saints in the back line. Little chip comes forward. The mark now taken by Aaron Heppel. Famous Essendon Footy Club name, of course. So Heppel now, long down the outer wing. Paredes underneath, it doesn't matter. Mark taken by Booth out wide. In the action early is Dom Booth.
So Booth comes across ground. He's got Dill Collis. He's a great user of the ball. That's no exception. Now they're away. Centre wing. Long kick from Turnbull. Inside 50. Hutchins flies and just drops it last second. Quick snap around the corner is an absolute banger from Bowd. Waratah get 2 in a row. They absolutely pulled that out of their Kaiper passing, Gwenny.
So Bowd, interesting. He's been such an influence at Waratahs this year. He played the rep game as well. He's recognised up here that he can play. I know Ryan Ayres generally plays him back, but he will throw him forward if he needs to. If he's not getting an option down there, Bowd will go centre half back, centre half forward. And I'm just looking to see, he's gone down to the forward line now, but you will see him move, and he's dangerous, and you can see what he can do. Very good player.
You're on SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au. Could Jake Bowd be our player of the day today for Kazales making a difference? Ball back in the middle. Ryan Smith up high. Does get the tap on it this time. Out to Paredes. Paredes off to Land, who's back onto the ground. Left foot. High up and under. Inside 50. Up high Robinson. Ball spills to the back. Tackle laid. Saints swarming in numbers here. Yaron had his hands on it momentarily. Now Zach Robinson out. Handball to Klusky. Klusky from 48 metres out. Bangs long towards goal. Off target to the right-hand side. So a minor score. And that scoreboard for Tyre Power, their big holiday sailors on now. Waratah 2 straight 12, St Mary's 1-1-7.
Dill Collis at full-back for Waratah. Options goes straight down the middle. Risky kick. He's going to get it back here, Collis. He's stuffing around with it for now. Now they're away, out of side. There's a long kick to one-on-one. Beautiful hands there. So they quickly kick it inside 50 like a drop of a hat. Wilkins there. Flying for St Mary's, just paddling it forward. They keep it in well. Banana style around the corner. That's gone across the face and out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in 15 around from the Waratah goal.
Good to see Kirtley Silva taking that mark. Sometimes I think a little bit slow to pick the ball up. Good to see him, getting into the game early, and that's, I think, what Waratahs will be looking for, getting involved.
11 and a half minutes gone, first quarter. Boundary throw in. Right forward pocket for Tars. Ryan Smith with the hands on it, straight down to Paredes. Beautiful play. Gets the kick out, down towards Yaron. Was in the contest, brought the ball to ground. Jacob Long takes it, gets it away to Shannon Riol. He's going to get caught here. Gets a handball away. Handball taken by Bryce Wenke. Gets a handball away to Crocker. Now his handball chopped off there. Saints really trying to put the pressure on here at centre wing. Ball comes out towards Lant, gets a boot to it, out to Shannon Rioli. And a kicking in danger call is going against Lant. Play on advantage to Gooch. He goes right across the ground. The ball dropped by Brodie Carroll, the co-captain. Flicks up a handball, goes to Ross, back to Carroll. Carroll now with the left boot, out towards Rich. That's a magnificent kick. Wheels around immediately after taking the mark. The long bomb on goal. This is on target. And the mark taken in the goal square. Jack Hutchins wheels around and kicks the goal from point-blank range. 12 and a half minutes down. Waratah leads 3 straight 18. St Mary's 1-2-8 on the Tyre Power scoreboard, your trusted tyre experts.
Yeah, I know Jack Hutchins, a lot of experience, 150 games with the Casey Demons in the VFL. I know Ayresy was very happy to have him in the side, and that's what he's got in the side for, is taking those grabs close to goal and then putting it through. But got to mention the good work by the co-captain there, Brodie Carroll. Has got a great boot on him, and he always hits his target. Very rare will he cough the ball up.
Matt Wilkinson hobbling after that contest, Nick.
Yeah,
really looking sore.
Yeah, he's been pretty good for St Mary's last couple of seasons. He sort of found himself in the twos, worked himself in the senior side. So he's a loss if he can't get back on the field. He's a good one-on-one player back in the middle. Turnbull charging out of there. Just gets sat on then, umpire circling. That umpire, of course, Joel Morrison from Cricket NT. He's one of the better umpires in the top end, I would have thought, Gwenny.
Yeah, also known as the big horse, apparently.
The big horse he is, that's what we roll with. That's a nice kick from Paredes up to Turner. He might get it back here, Paredes, he ignores him. Turner wheels around from inside the centre square. Heads in the Calder direction, absolutely being ragdolled. Salmon around the corner. Just sneaks through for her behind. And so St Mary's 1-3-9 to Waratah, 3 straight 18 to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
He called as Nicholas Sneeds on him at the moment, and he did a really good job on him last time these teams met.
Dylan Collis bringing the ball back into play. Good kick to Daniel O'Dwyer, just in space. It was an easy kick in, really. O'Dwyer goes back. Finds Collis, Shannon Rioli going and standing on the mark. Put a bit of pressure on. Collis runs away from that now. Goes laterally. Left back pocket. Finds a teammate there in Bryce Wenke again. Back to Collis. Just waxing here. Finding Adam Goulden. Call to play on. Little Chisler. Nice little kick. Goes to Jaden Magro. His first real touch this afternoon. Low worm burner through centre wing. And that's taken by St Mary's and immediately brought to ground. And the umpire says, I will take that straight away. And that player there, Samuel Holner, for the green and gold. You pointed that out just then, Don. We haven't seen much of Magro early, have we? No. Usually a nice busy unit there, Gwenny.
Yeah.
Umpire's thrown that ball up. Joel Morrison's picked out a free kick. So they look to move it quickly now. Goulden inside 50. Just gets over the back. Beautiful mark there from Robinson. That one's gone over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in. 60 around from the Waratah goal. The boundary throw in. Teams just settling into it here. Waratah certainly settling the better early. 3 straight 18 to 139. 15 and a half gone. Up high Wilkins. Didn't really get a touch on it. Now push. And that's a push against Ryan Smith is the call by the central umpire. So Wilkins to take the free. He's only 65 from goal, so another really good opportunity here. Handball's off to Carroll. Nick Yaron was on the chase from behind. Long kick down towards Hutchins. At the back, Turnbull gathers. Quick snap on goal. Touch. A minor score. That was Kieran Parnell. The good play again from Waratah. Kieran Parnell, you're right, on the line. Yep. So 19 plays 9. 10 points at the 16-minute mark thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. Jacob Long doing the kick-out duties for St Mary's on this occasion. Goes long. What a mark. That is absolutely ridiculous from Tom Preet. Slip style in the air, over his head. He did it all. The only thing he didn't do is a flip in there somehow, Quinny. He puts it back inside 50, and he's turned it over, and Klusky mopping up for St Mary's. Looks to move it quickly. He's got big sauce on the outer side. This goes with the double take. Pulls that one in. Not a lot long down the line. He's looking inboard. Umpire asks him to go now. He just decides to go long now. Robinson sits underneath it for Saints. Pops out the back. Paredes not quite get on the end of that one. Now the Waratah have turned this one over. Magro fires back the handball. They've got numbers inboard now. Waratah. Cree inside 50 in the Hutchins direction. He's got about 5 on him. Lockie Taylor arrives for St Mary's. Goes without it. Turnbull's there. Labastida fires the handball backwards to Long. Now they're away St Mary's through Lockie Taylor, Don.
Lockie Taylor now just chips nicely inboard, finds Dylan Lant. Could have gone again to Lockie Taylor, goes long instead down towards Calder. Over him, he was given a push out, and that's called immediately. Dwyer, the offender on that occasion. The ball out of bounds. It will come back for the free kick. Calder,
one on the mark.
55 metres from goal. Just goes inboard now to Paredes. At left half forward, Paredes. 55 from goal still. Runs inboard. And now the little chair. Who's he looking for? Nobody. Nobody was there. And Waratah turned that over immediately. Nicholas Gooch having taken that mark in the corridor. And Waratah got all the answers at the moment.
Gooch just overcooks the kick, though. Waratah feeling the pressure at right half back. It is turned over now through Heppel. Kicks inside 50, but Waratah with the numbers again. Right back pocket through Gooch. Be looking to hit a target this time. And not quite. One just bounces out in front of Carroll, and it goes over the line. Boundary throw-in, 55 round from the Saints' goal.
Yeah, Tar's definitely getting the numbers back into St Mary's 50. They're doing their work rate is definitely up. They're emptying out their 50 and really moving into that space. So St Mary's are finding it difficult to score.
Boundary throw-in now. Toa up against his opponent there in Tom Marsh. Waratah win it from the contest. Saints punch it away at right half forward. Heppel with the long bomb down towards the goal square. Calder, arms extended. Couldn't take the mark. Free kick paid. Free kick paid for a hold. It's going to go to Calder. Salmon was swooping through. Missed the front and centre. But Calder with the free kick. 45-degree angle. Man on the mark. 5 metres from goal.
And that's the sort of pressure, isn't it, Gwenny, that Calder brings. He's given it there. He's copped 2 free kicks in his, couple of minutes.
So Calder now on the approach. St Mary's trailing by 10. Kicks. And kicks truly, puts that one straight through the middle for his first of the afternoon. St Mary's second, they move to 2-3-15, trailing Waratah 3-1-19 at the 19.5-minute mark. And that's thanks to Tyre Power. Their big holiday sale is on now. And you're on SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au. Dominic McCormack, Nick O'Reilly and Colleen Gwynn with you this afternoon.
Yeah, Jackson Calder, he's the leading goal kicker in the competition at the moment. That's why he always makes a contest. As Nick was just saying, he's always in it. He's that typical old-fashioned lead-up forward that you want to take that grab, but he's really good below his knees as well. He almost plays that like rover role at times. So, he's such a handy player for St Mary's.
And you look down there and he's got O'Dwyer on him and they're having a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
And he's just saying, oh, mate, I have already got the upper hand. Cop that.
Yeah.
I've got one on the board. 20 minutes gone in the opening quarter here at Gardens Oval. Umpire Circles will have another stoppage just out of the mud, thank goodness. And then a free kick's been paid out for a hold, like it's going against Toa. So Waratah will get the free kick right in the middle of the ground. Awkward looking kick up to centre half forward. Turnbull can't get it. Silver's lurking. Magro, he loves them from downtown. From inside the square. Hutchins flies from the side. Punched over the line. Boundary throw in 5 around from the Waratah goal.
That left kick of Jaden Magro is a ripper, and they can't let him get around on his left, and that's what he'll do all game. And you'll see him come into the game. He won't be happy with himself at the moment. He is very conscious of how many possessions he gets, so he'll be talking to himself.
Boundary throw in. Comes down to Silva. Good kick up to the goal square. No mark taken. Stolen away by Labastida. A little chip comes out there by Mark Lou for St Mary's. Misses a target and the ball out of bounds. Again, deep in that left forward pocket. So another boundary throw in. Colleen, having Hutchins down there, that's really causing Saints headaches, isn't it? But they are concerned.
They are. And they know what he can do. And Tars don't generally have a forward like that down there. They don't have a focal point. So it brings in another dimension.
Magro fires out a handball. Just ball popping around, handball style. Collis goes inside 50. Hutchins flies from behind. Here's that man, Magro again. Feeds a handball out. Carroll around the corner. Through for a behind.
Good kick.
So the score moves to Waratah 3-2-20 to St Mary's 2-3-15. Thanks to Tyre Power. Best buys on Big Brand sale now on.
Dylan Lamb, the designated kicker, bringing the ball back into play. Little chip, looks for Gallus. Well run by Gallus. He started at centre wing and picks that up just on the paint of defensive 50. Chips inboard, goes to Henry Labastida. Another little chip from Labastida. The hard-working Lant picks up another possession. Hodges cruising past. He goes with the left boot, looking for Robinson down the line. Had him momentarily, and then Amius Ross came in. Good body contact. In fact, chopping the arms is the call. So
interesting call, Dom.
Justin Robinson. He's got his namesake, Zach Robinson, playing in D50. Justin Robinson now takes off. Had a great game in last season's grand final. Kicks down the line here. Off hands. Little handball comes out to Dylan Collis off the side of the left boot. Colleen stunningly out of bounds on the full. You go three rounds before you saw that.
Yeah, you don't see Collis do that very often, so I think we better forgive him. He's he doesn't make many mistakes.
I'll let him know about it later on downtown. Don't you worry.
So Magro, the man on the mark here. Nick Yarran taking the free kick, and Magro right on the 50-metre arc as it meets the boundary. Drilling pass from Yarran finds his captain in Paredes. Yarran scoots past looking for the handball. Paredes plays on, runs his full measure, and then under pressure from Bowd, he's put that through out of bounds on the full nut, just through for a minor score. So St Mary's 2-4-16, Waratah 3-2-20 thanks to Tyre Power. Their big holiday sale is on now. 23.5 gone in this first quarter.
Adil Collis doing the kick-out duty. Just hits a target in the left-back pocket. He's going to get it back here, Adil Collis. He's just moved a couple of feet. Must have himself in his own Supercoach team by the looks of things here tonight. He's done this a few times. A big boy. He goes again. This time hits up a target on that outer side. And Waratah is looking to hold on to things here. They've got a sneaky little 4-point lead late in the first quarter here at Gardens Oval. Long kick to the outer wing. Pops out the back. Here's Brodie Carroll. Centres the ball. Nice defensive punch from Gallus. Lant cleaning things up.
Look out.
Braith Hodges under extreme pressure from Silva. Gets sat on right on quarter time.
Quarter time indeed. And the umpire says, I will have it. Waratah faithful definitely looking for the free kick there. Nothing doing. So at quarter time here at Gardens Oval, this round 16 clash between Waratah in second spot, St Mary's in third spot. Sees Waratah in front by 4 points, 3-2-20 to St Mary's 2-4-16. You're on SEN Top End Footy. We'll be back with you for the second quarter after this break.
You're listening to SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse. Always here for you. And for cfsgear.com.au. The wheels are in motion for the year ahead, and at Tyre Power, their best buys on big brand sale is now on. Your number one destination on Google Maps for safety, Tyre Power is ready to help your family drive safe on the roads. Next road trip, make Tyre Power your first stop and find out why Tyre Power is Australia's best. During the best buys on big brand sale on now, buy 3 get 1 free on selected Falcon passenger tyres. Go and see Bob and Ernie at Null & Boy Tyre Power in Miller Close.
If there's one place that everyone in Palmerston knows, it's Kazali's, the biggest and longest running club in Palmerston. Kazali's really is the place to be. You'll be welcomed with a smile, outstanding food and drink in the bistro, bar and cafe, as well as a kids club, bottle shop and much more. Check out bingo on Saturday mornings, trivia night Wednesdays and everyone's favourite karaoke Saturday nights. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference. Check kazalisnt.com.au.
Make it a cool summer with Australian Made. Look for genuine Aussie products sporting the green and gold Australian Made kangaroo logo. There's more than 20,000 to choose from. Whether you're chasing the dog under a sprinkler, sizzling snags on a durable backyard barbecue, or applying the finest quality sunscreen, buying Australian Made is cool because it supports Aussie makers, farmers, retailers, and creates Aussie jobs. Visit australianmade.com.au/summer to find genuine Aussie products. Buy Australian Made. Make it a cool summer.
There's lots of kids who can't get swimming lessons at the moment. I know. How can they learn about water safety? Children can learn through play and exploration, but always under supervision. And don't forget our free online resources. There are songs, dances, puppet shows, stories and more.
That's right, girls. Visit kidsalive.com.au for water safety education. I'm Laurie Lawrence. Kids Alive.
Do the fight!
Your local bowls club is seeking competitive teams. You'll need your natural, whose sporting prowess is unmatched. Your technician to roll you in and out of the tightest spots. Your thinker to lead your game plan. Your enforcer to strike when needed. And Steve, he can get the drinks. Local legends wanted. Search Bowls Club near me to join a team or start one.
Finish your weekend off the right way at Darwin Greyhounds Winnelli Park for action-packed greyhound racing NT style every Sunday night plus selected Wednesdays. Whether you're a casual punter or a seasoned pro, Darwin's unique grading system makes it easier to know the local dogs better and compare their form. Soak up the remote location and great hospitality in this punter's paradise with better profit margins. For more info and upcoming races, go to darwingreyhounds.com. Please gamble responsibly.
Hi, Dermot Brereton here. When it comes to getting a quality Australian steel shed, you need to talk to the right people. The Shed Company live and breathe sheds. The team are shed experts and obsessed with anything to do with sheds. They've worked in the industry for years and are real experts in the field. Basically, they know a shed load. So, call the Shed Company on 1800 821 033 or visit theshedcompany.com.au. The Shed Company. Experience the difference.
The wheels are in motion for the year ahead, and at Tyre Power, their best buys on big brand sale is now on. Your #1 destination on Google Maps for safety. Tyre Power is ready to help your family drive safe on the roads. Next road trip, make Tyre Power your first stop and find out why Tyre Power is Australia's best. During the best buys on big brand sale on now, buy 3, get 1 free on selected fork and passenger tyres. Go and see Grant and Des at Tyre Power Darwin, 131 Stewart Highway. You're listening to SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse, always here for you, and for cfsgear.com.au.
That inside 50, off hands, Nick Yarran gathers 25 metres out, snap on the right boot is the first goal for the afternoon, and under pressure they are. Ball slips out the back, slips out to Corey Rich, has the shot on goal, bouncing.
Inside 50, Hutchins flies and just drops it last second. Quick snap around the corner is an absolute banger from Boud.
Wheels around immediately after taking the mark, the long bomb on goal, and the mark taken in the goal square. Jack Hutchins wheels around and kicks the goal from point-blank range. Underway here in the second quarter at Gardens Oval. Waratah winning the ruck contest. The handball coming out. Carroll taken in a tackle, brought to ground. Heppel just hard at it, was looking for the free kick, didn't come. The wrestle's on here. Charging in was Adam Goulden for Waratah. The ball spills out to Hodges. On the left boot, pops a little one up. Carroll missed one that he should have taken. Cleaned up by Cree. On the right boot, long kick up into attacking 50. And the mark taken back there for St Mary's by Robinson. Little chip from him finds Toa. Moves it on quickly. Good move from Toa. Straight to Parnell. Has a bounce through half back. Runs into the middle. Long kick. Going to clear the pack. Yarran takes the mark out the back. Did beautifully. 55 from goal. Wheels around immediately. Chips up. Lockie Taylor's there. Flies high. Comes to the back. Calder. Snap on goal. That's a goal from Calder. St Mary's. That was incredible team play. And they hit the scoreboard first. And more importantly, they hit the lead by 2 points. 57 seconds, Colleen.
Oh, how important is Jackson Calder? Look, I know that the movement to get the ball down there was excellent, but Calder he's so versatile as a forward. He's straight over his his left, and he just knows where the goals are. He's just so dangerous. He's so important to this St Mary's team.
It really looked like it was in a movie now. The foot just comes up straight up and he just kicks it over. He's quite, for a big man, he's quite mobile, nimble.
He's very nimble.
The pins flying around everywhere. He just gets the job done as the Plovers arrive, looking to do a bit of swooping early on a Saturday night. Just landing at left half forward. Ball thrown back up. Nice win down there from Wilkins for Waratah. Cree into space, gets run down by Taylor, gets absolutely sat on, umpire circling, and said we'll have a ball up. 70 out from the Waratah goal. So Toa, Wilkins again. Toa wins that nice stand to Parade. He was getting held on to. Salmon wrapped up in the tackle, gets boots a ball though, comes right in front of the commentary box, or commentary sauna. For those of you playing at home, bit of a throw out. Jacob Long, nice pressure, lands off a step, puts inside 50. Calder cops on in the back, keeps his feet, paddles it forward. Dill Collis wrapped up in a tackle. Turner arrives for Saints. He gets wrapped up by Carroll. Salmon overruns it. Quick kick coming out of there from Waratah. A nice tap from Toa. There's a free kick's been paid, going the way of St Mary's, Dom.
Gallus at centre wing now, takes that free kick, runs. Pressure came from the back, looks for Paredes. Got caught in an awkward position. Ross did really well. Saints now laying tackles. Grenfell taking the footy. Bangs long and bangs truly from 45 metres out. Well, talk about something from nothing. Grenfell just said, don't forget this mucking around. I'm putting this straight through the middle. Grenfell kicks his first. And the Tyre Power scoreboard, your trusted tyre experts, moving along in these first 3 minutes for the green machine. St Mary's 4-4, leading Waratah now 3-2-20. So 28-20, an 8-point lead after they trailed by 4 only 3 minutes ago.
I tell you what, Gwenny, Grenfell is just like, I've had enough of this, and he just took the hands out of the opponent's ball and kicked the goal.
Yeah, well, he's flown in for this game. They had him here last year. And he's a really handy player and, very dangerous up forward.
Very mobile around the ground. We might see him in the ruck a little bit later on. Demanding. So, bit of a tap back. Just a bit of a scrap on in the middle of the ground. Cree goes in for Waratah. Drop the ball. Files out now off the ground. The Turnbull direction at Wilkins for St Mary's. Just a quick kick. Back up to centre wing. Getting out of there. Here's Salmon. He's got some serious wheels. Gets a half forward. That kick in the Calder direction just misses the target. Ball goes out of bounds, 30 metres around from the St Mary's goal. So 4 minutes gone in the second quarter. 8-point lead to St Mary's. They've started off this second quarter meaning business. Ball thrown back in. Grenfell, last goal kicker, flicks it out the back. Paredes shrugs the tackle, gets dropped by Cree. I thought that was a fair bump, Don.
Gee. Colleen?
Look, I'm with Nick. I think that was a fair bump.
Paredes. Now, we'll talk. Paredes played on there. He didn't have to.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, Gwenny, we'll talk about this the other week.
Yeah.
Nate Paredes does not like kicking set shots.
No.
He's played on one today. He did it then and he stunk it up.
Yeah, he doesn't like a set shot, and I can blame Shannon Rioli for giving us that information.
Well, Paredes, he got absolutely hammered there, but to his credit, got straight up. Waratah now with ball in hand. They're still inside their defensive 50, just in between the right back pocket and right half back. Little Chisler is out of bounds on the fall. That's a terrible effort there. St Mary's with possession. Heppel banging it long inside 50. Salmon got caught underneath it. And the mark well taken there by James Waratah.
I'll tell you what, they were lucky there, Don, because they had a one-on-one. Dill Collis and Jackson Calder.
Yep.
And they didn't quite get it over the back.
Get it there. So Waratah taking a very good mark under pressure there now. Kicks long to the outer side. Players leaping high. No one taking the mark. Tackle laid. Robinson's in there. So to Paredes. The umpire is circling and circling. This has to be holding the footy here. Harsh call in some ways by the umpire saying, yeah, you had an opportunity. Not much of one. Paredes now kicking into the pocket. Finds Grenfell. Handballs, does he? He did handball, but it was out of bounds already. Good tackle laid there by the Tars defence. The Gooch, I think it was. And it'll be a boundary throw in 25 metres around from the St Mary's goal in the left forward pocket. You're on SEN Footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au with Nick O'Reilly.
Ball thrown back in, 30 around from the St Mary's goal. Grenfell stands underneath it, flicks out the back, lands around the corner. Doesn't quite get over Gooch's head. Gooch paddles it forward towards the boundary line. and he trickles over. Boundary throw-in, 20 around from the St Mary's goal.
You've got to be happy with Gooch's start to this game.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the better games I've seen him play this year. A lot of experience, being the ex-captain of the side, and really doing his job down there.
Ball thrown back in. Grenfell using the body, and he used it a bit too much. He's given away the free kick for hands in the back, Dom.
Well, he said the big man was going to start doing some rucking soon. He's playing centre half forward, doing the ruck in the forward line, just easing him into it. Little kick sideways goes to Gooch. Now looking to find Waratah in the left back pocket, still inside their defensive 50. Joseph Salmon on the mark. Grandstand side of the ground. Now called to play on. Went one way, then the other. Now under pressure. Kicks long down the wing. Almost a mark to Tars. Coming through strongly was Mark Clue. Ball comes off hands, goes to Crocker. Little sweeping handball to Collis is good. Lovely left foot kick. Spoiled there by Robinson into the middle of the ground. Justin Robinson goes for it, but out-bodied by a Tars defender. Comes to Carroll. Lovely kick up the ground. Matt Wilkinson onto the mark. Rich just charged at him, bounced off him favourably. Kicks up towards Magro. Ball punched away from him by player there in Holner. Competition here in the right forward pocket. Ball back out towards Holner. Lockie Taylor there. So too Silver for Waratah. Player needs to get rid of this. And the umpire says that's holding the footy. The free kick will go to Magro in the right forward pocket.
Yeah, Holner just dragged it in there, Gwenny, by the looks of it.
He did. He was in trouble as soon as he did that, and Magro knew that, and he just made sure the umpire saw it.
My word, I love a bit of Magro watch. This will really get him fired up, I reckon, if he dobs this.
8 minutes in. Waratah trailing by 9 points, but Jaden Magro, he's been a very good player all season for the Waratah Footy Club. About 3 metres in from the boundary. He's a left footer though. Just pops this one up and puts it straight through the middle, extends the arms and says, that's how you do it. So Waratah 4-2. 26 points, trailing St Mary's 4-5-29, almost 9 minutes gone, and that's thanks to Tyre Power. Their big holiday sale is on now. You're on SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au with Dominic McCormack, Nick O'Reilly and Colleen Gwynn.
Tommy Cree's hit in the midfield there. That was the start of that ball movement down into the 50. It was a contested ball. He put the body on right in the middle of that mud pit, and they were away. So well done, Tommy Cree. Good, aggressive and hard work for the Tars.
Are we on Mask Watch Gwenny tonight? Is the 7-day mandate stopped? Do we know? With hats? Yeah, we're on. No mask. Yeah. Play on. Speaking of playing on, Nate Paredes straight out of the middle in the Grenfell direction. Had 3 hanging off him. Waratah looking to clear this up. Nice crunching tackle from Robinson behind. They're going to ping him too.
Yeah.
What opportunity did he have? None at all.
No.
That's Jacob Long. Did that tackle. It was a nice tackle, but
it was a good tackle.
Probably not quite there.
Colin, that's actually inconsistent with the ones that they've paid or haven't paid previously, which I thought were correct.
Yep.
That there.
He had no young Amias Ross, no opportunity there. That call was wrong. They've been good, the umpires.
Terrific.
I like how they're letting the play go, but they got it wrong in that play.
Jacob Long from just inside 50 sticks it on the right. That is a sausage. He's got his first for the day. And St Mary's extend the lead to Waratah 4-2-26. St Mary's 5-5-35. That's on the Tyre Power, your trusted tyre expert scoreboard.
Jacob Long back in after 3 weeks away, both with an injury and also suspension. And that's what he can do for you. Probably lucky to get the kick, but when you get it, you actually got to convert it. So that's what he did. And really good goal by Jacob.
Yeah, well done, Jacob Long. He's a very important player to this team. Another versatile one too, Colleen. Down there kicking a goal, but often picks up the defensive back pocket, play. And
often the Anthony Vallejo will throw him on the most dangerous forward for the opposition. He's got that amazing leap on him, and he's a very versatile utility.
Back in the middle of the ground, one down by Marsh for Waratah. Turnbull just couldn't pick it up, comes back to Marsh, and now a free kick for a high tackle, and that will go back to Henry Labastida. Just back of centre for St Mary's. 11 minutes gone, second quarter. Labastida straight down the corridor. Target Robinson, no one on him. Metres in the clear, pops it to the back, looking for Calder or Grenfell. Calder extends the arms, couldn't take the mark. Salmon swoops, snaps on goal, and really He misses to the right, Colleen. He should have kicked that.
Well, he's been in such amazing form too. We've had the luck of calling a number of St Mary's games this year, and Salmon.
Oh.
He's in good form, and that was gettable.
Dylan Collis, right back pocket for Waratah, as low as the eyes. Hits up Adam Goulden. Hits it back to Collis. Runs into trouble. It's wrapped up. Manages to get the handball away, though. Goulden again on all fours. Fires out the handball. Geez, Waratah really feeling the pressure at half-back. They've turned it over. Crowd's not enjoying their work. Salmon, off a step. Puts it back inside 50. Fly from behind from Robinson. Just misses. Calder runs on the end of it and sticks it through. Goal number 3. If you don't mind, Saints are on fire, Gwenny.
I can't just put myself on repeat when it comes to Jackson Calder, but his ability to do all of those things, rove the ball off the pack, he just finds himself in the right positions. He's a clever footballer, and Dan O'Dwyer has done a job on him before, but he's losing him a bit tonight, and I think Dan's kind of getting involved in other contests, and I think he's just got to go one-on-one on the most dangerous forward in the competition. He's just getting way too much room down there.
4-2, 26 to St Mary's, 6-6, 42. That's on the Tyre Power, kicking goals with 25% off Falcon Tyre scoreboard.
You're on SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au. Jackson Calder could be one of those feature players for Kazali's, making a difference. Who could be the player of the day? One down by Tars. Turnbull taking it out of the middle. Quick kick through half forward. Up towards attacking 50, but bounces out of bounds in front of Gallus for St Mary's.
And Gwenny, Waratah really starting to feel the pinch now, aren't they? Like they turn that ball over at half back.
Look, there's a bit of lack of communication out there, I think. They're just not gelling as well as they were. Getting caught out, ball watching a couple times.
Ruck contest now. Marsh brings that ball down. Good thump into the corridor. Tars have possession. Lovely little handball off, and that's a terrific goal. Cree, I think it was.
Tommy Cree.
Thomas Cree. Well, what a ruck contest that was. Thomas Marsh just belted it 30 metres. Pick up in the corridor. Cree was on the end of it and under supreme pressure snapped on the left boot through for a goal. So at the 13.5-minute mark, Waratahs, they stay in touch. They move to 5 goals, 2, 32 points. St Mary's 6-6-42. Thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. Colin Gwynn, they did very well.
Yeah, Tommy Cree has some injuries this year. He's had to sit out a few games, probably 3 or 4. He's been living here. He's from Victoria. He's played in the Riddell District Football League. And if you have a look at him, he is just all muscle. This guy, he is such an athlete and he plays so hard. He really loves that inside ball. And it's good to see him kick a goal.
Back in the middle, Paredes to Rioli at half forward, wheels around on that right boot, sticks inside 50. He's Calder again. Ball pops out the back. Quick snap around the quarter.
Yeah.
And the goalkeeper there was Dill Collis. Gets put over the line from Yarran through for a behind.
Collis plays on quickly. Finds a teammate in Crocker. Comes to Bowed by hand and just dropped the foot. He wasn't even tackled, just dropped the foot. Was called a throw. Little chip goes to Grenfell. He chips further forward and goes to Yarran. He plays on and from 15 metres out, kicks a goal.
Yeah, well, Crocker doesn't normally make those mistakes. And Bowed. We were talking him up before. That's the pressure. Pressure.
And a slippery ball, Colin, to be fair.
Look, have a look at these. To be fair, you know, you give the guy a break. But the thing is, the pressure, the forward pressure that St Mary's are bringing at the moment is quite incredible. And if it's not the pressure, it's the perceived pressure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that was most demonstrated just then. When the ball went into the left forward pocket, you saw the numbers from Saints swarm across. So the Tyre Power scoreboard getting worked over here at the moment. St Mary's 7-7-49, Waratah 5-2-32, 15.5 gone in this second quarter. You're on SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au, and we are with Nick O'Reilly.
Back in the middle, ball thrown out up. Here's Toa winning it down for St Mary's, pops out the back. Carroll under all sorts of pressure, gets wrapped up in the tackle. And we'll have another stoppage right, smack bang in that circle, right in the middle of the ground. Ball thrown back up. Wilkins does well, pushes it forward. Lance throws the boot at it. Not 15. Ball spills out now at half-back for St Mary's. And a free kick going the way of St Mary's. I think that's long on that either side. Is it, Dom?
I think it might be Dylan Lant out there.
Is it Lant?
Yeah.
He's copped another one in the chompers. Goes on the left. Oh, that's a nice kick. It's Robinson. I'll tell you what, Robinson's had a good game so far. Gets a handball away. Kick comes up to half forward. Grenfell pops out the back. Salmon gets into space. Shakes the tackle. Feeds a handball over the top. Shannon Rioli's there. Sells a bit of candy. Sticks it through. And that is one of the goals of the day.
Yeah, Saints just got the numbers there, didn't they? Waratah's just got caught out there. I think, again, a bit of ball watching. Watch the St Mary's players out the back. They just kept running through the contest, knowing the ball would come forward of the contest. And there you go, the master himself, Shannon Rioli. He doesn't miss too many from there.
Gee, Colleen, that was at least the second, if not the third time that we've seen Joseph Salmon read the ball off hands perfectly. It hasn't hit the ground. He's got it before it's hit the ground.
And what's important for players like Nicky Yaron, Salmon, those light-footed players, this is the conditions for them. They run on top of this mud. They don't sink into it. You know, it'll be fitness that will prove really critical here with such heavy conditions.
Ball back in the middle. 55 plays 32. St Mary's in the lead at the 17.5-minute mark. Wilkins wins it down. Cree in hard, couldn't get the footy. Lapistida does for St Mary's. Little kick out comes to Turnbull. Couldn't take the mark. Soccer's off the ground. Can he find a teammate? He can. Lockie Taylor cuts off the handball, however. Comes to the back. Jacob Long just couldn't pick it up. Bowed in hard, did really well. Got a handball out to Crocker. Long bomb up centre wing goes to Heppel. It's shoved in the back. And the umpire says that's a high tackle. Free kick to Heppel. Into the middle of the ground goes to Parnell. Parnell to steady from the middle.
So Parnell goes long with a nice kick inside 50. Grenfell in a one-on-one. Bounces off his chest. They go backwards with the handball. Under all sorts of pressure here, the Waratah defence. Paredes arrives, sticks a tackle. They just bang it out of there, Waratah. It's going to come straight back in, though. Dylan Lant sitting right underneath it. Puts it back inside 50. Nice kick. And hits Salmon out, 30 out directly in front. Wowee.
Yes. No, they're just getting to the contest quicker. They just... Waratahs, if you had a look before, there was 3 or 4 St Mary's players sitting back behind the contest on their own. So Waratahs trying to transfer back into their attacking 50. They look up and all they're seeing is yellow jumpers. And so Tars have really got to roll up on those players and fix that up.
Joseph Salmon, for his first of the day, he's been very busy so far. From 35 out, sticks it through. And that score extends 9-7-61 to 5-2-32. Thanks to Tyre Power. Kick straight with a free 5-minute safety check.
Salmon, Nick said it before, his influence on this game is quite incredible right at the moment. He is everywhere. He's roving the ball. He's going inside, getting the ball. He's getting it out cleanly. I think there was one fault there where he didn't kick the goal, but he's in everything here. And, they've really got to close his game down because he's really doing some damage.
19.5 minutes gone. Just ticking towards time on here. Umpires waiting for the 666 factor to take effect. Players ready in the middle. Toa for St Mary's. Wilkins for Waratah. Even split in the middle. Socket forward by Lant. Salmon there first. Couldn't pick it up on the bounce. Goes back in and gets hold of the footy. Collis couldn't stick a tackle. Up into the corridor. Grenfell the target. Got one hand to it. Calder there. Tries to break a tackle. Got a handball away to Grenfell. Snap on goal is off to the right-hand side. Minor score. 9-8-62. Plays 5-2-32 on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Jaden Magro's gone on the ball. Ryan Ayres has thrown him there. Trying to bring him into the game is very important.
So at full back, Waratah. They're doing the kick out. Ozios hits up a target on that outer side. So just really looking to hold on here, Waratah, at the moment. They've been outplayed in this second quarter. Toa flies, centre wing outer side. That one goes out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in. Dead set, centre wing.
Gee, Waratah there, Colleen, perhaps a little bit fortunate, soccering that ball away.
Very
often given as a free kick.
Absolutely, yeah.
So smack bang centre wing at the 21-minute mark here in the second quarter. Saints leading by 30 points, 62-32. One down by Toa, scooting through Cree, who's been very good. That kick, however, cut off by Kieran Parnell, just placing himself beautifully. Called to play on. Little chip laterally, goes to a teammate in Heppel, really growing into his game this afternoon. Chips up, looking for Wilkinson, goes over his head and finds Alexander Marclou. Goes back in board. Looking for Lant. Lant, long bomb. Grenfell, good mark. Chip sideways. And Salmon just ran himself into really good position, then dropped the mark, scoots through, picks it up. Does he get rid of the handball? He's wrapped up in a great tackle. Well done. And that's Ross laying that tackle. Salmon, that's what happens when you don't take the mark you should. Samius Ross in defensive 50 takes the mark and looks to play on for Waratah.
He does, as his teammate.
And there's a free here, Nick. There is a free.
That's going to Tars.
Yeah, and it's against Nick Yarran on Cree. Tommy Cree, by the look of it.
And Nick Yarran doesn't need to do anything silly here. He's playing so well this season. Just play your footy.
My word, Cree, true centre-half back. It's up Goulden. Been impressive tonight. That kick, not the best though. Heppel cuts it off. Fires off handball to Salmon. He's got Grenfell out in space. And he's absolutely stunk that up and put it out of bounds on the full.
Well, Waratah's very fortunate there, Dom. Saints had two out there on their own.
So, Grenfell at the top of the square by himself, basically.
Yep, which actually says worse things for Waratah than what it does for Saints, even though Salmon kicked that out of bounds on the full. Deep into this second quarter now, Saints just creating space. That's the problem. Waratah bring the ball back into play. Kieran Parnell flying high. Ball comes to the back. Carroll with it. Disposed of it poorly. Trying to crash his way through was Rich. Ross comes through. He's tackled. Surely that was high, and the umpire calls exactly that. So Justin Robinson laid the high tackle on Ross. Almost handball to Cree, who had Shannon Rioli riding shotgun on his right shoulder. So Ross now called to play on. Will go down the line. Right in front of the grandstand, does do that. Hutchins couldn't take the mark, but will take the free kick for a push. A little bit of undisciplined play there from Smith. Hutchins, long bomb, down towards the goal square. Good body-on-body play there from Rich. It's in the goal square. Sockers! And Sockers through for a goal. Well done, Waratah. They just stuck at it in difficult circumstances, and Rich comes through and kicks his second goal of the afternoon. 23 and a half minutes gone. And Waratah, they move to 7-2-38. In fact, it's 6-2-38. And St Mary's 9-8-62 as we tick down towards the end of this second quarter.
Jack Hutchins just turned around, got it straight on the boot. He knew the numbers were coming back with St Mary's. Let's make it a one-on-one contest. You know Corey Rich is good to...
Good player.
He's a good player. Put it over his head knowing he'd run onto it, and that's a good goal. I think with Tars, they've just got to weather this storm and just take this pressure. Don't let too much damage happen. Reset at half-time and come out and see what they can do.
Back in the middle, Waratah will be looking to sneak two in a row together late in the second quarter. Just to stay in touch here. Ball goes out to centre wing in dispute. Big contest. Umpire lets this one go. Ball pops out now, but it's all Waratah clearing up on centre wing. That ball goes inside 50. Big Hutchins for Waratah. Fires handball backwards. He's got Rich. Sticks it on the right. Nice kick. Finds Magro. Takes a mark 40 out. Slide angle. And this will be a good result for Waratah, Gwenny. Yeah,
Ryan is trying to get Jaden Magro into the game. He knows how important he is. Not only is he a good player, but he lifts the team. So let's see how he goes. He gets this, they'll be up and about, and he'll lift a bit. That's the way he's a confidence player. He rides on emotion.
He's already got one tonight, Gwenny. This will really get him up and about from 45. Kick on the way. Just right.
Wasn't
the
it
big
good
sticks?
Off the boot?
It was.
You could hear it, couldn't you?
He got into it.
Yeah, they say he kicks the ball harder than most players. They talk about it at Tars, the sound when he hits the balls.
Yeah. Dylan Land to bring the ball back into play now. 25 and a half gone in the second. Runs his full measure, long up and under, out towards centre wing. No mark taken out there by Robinson. Comes to the back. Klusky gathers. Haven't called him much this evening. Nice handball, though. Found his captain in Paredes. Pirouettes and then kicks long inside 50. Calder just pushed under the ball. Labastida swooping on it. Now surrounded, gets his way through, kept his feet and then overran the footy. Amias Ross close to the boundary line, tosses it over. No, he doesn't. They've kept it in play beautifully. Comes out to Crocker. Just touches it to ground. Gee, they did well then. Yep. Long kick down the line. The Waratah players flew for the footy. That was undisciplined stuff, unrealistic. Yep. And the free kick to Ryan Smith for the in the back with the unrealistic attempt.
Little Silver took one of the... He jumped so high in the air, he didn't actually stand on anyone, as he just jumped straight up in the air. Yeah. Unbelievable. Kick long down the line is not the best.
That's just bad communication.
Joel Crocker, right. Half back for Waratah. It's looking to take a bit of time off the clock. 23-point margin to the Saints. Goes long down the line. Sauce arrives. Smith, bit of an arm chop in the end there, gives away the free kick. That's Wilkins. Out of side. Looks to move it quickly. St Mary's with the numbers. Parnell paddles it backwards. Heppel there. And they've done well here. So Heppel gets it up to Long on centre wing. Drops a sit-up. Ross cleans up for Waratah. They've done well here, Waratah, to turn this one back over. That's Rich. Inside 50, 2-on-1. Magro there, lurking, dangerous. And got a free. Got his head ridden into the ground, actually. He looks a bit groggy.
That was a
Magro.
Dangerous tackle.
Yeah. You might see that in the news through the week. Magro. The man stands on the mark. 50 metres. He can get onto a Magro. As Gwenny just said, Colleen Gwynn, that she's never seen a man kick a ball so hard. This is no exception as Dill Collis runs into space, ignores that. This will really get Waratah up and about. Right on the siren. We're standing right behind it here. 52 out.
50.
And that one just dribbles through from behind. I think he just ran off the line a bit, and I think they might have called play on there. So... No score counted there, Dom.
Yeah, well called, Nick. That's exactly right. You'd see the umpire immediately, as soon as he veered to the left, favouring, imagine if it was Lance Franklin, they never called those, did they?
Nah.
But for Jaden Magro, was called. 28 minutes, that's a long second quarter. And St Mary's in the lead, 9-8-62 to Waratah, 6-3-39. That's the end of our first half. You're on SEN Top End Footy. We look forward to coming back shortly and reviewing what has been a great first half of footy.
You're listening to SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse. Always here for you. And for cfsgear.com.au.
Make your team stand out from the competition with CFS Gear. Get sportswear for pretty much any sport, corporate wear for a range of jobs, and school uniforms for the year ahead. CFS Gear are local. They know the NT and what you need to succeed. So whether it's on or off the field, on the job or on the books, you can get the ultimate in comfort, performance, durability and style with CFS Gear. Serving the NT for over 20 years. Visit cfsgear.com.au.
If there's one place that everyone in Palmerston knows, it's Kazali's, the biggest and longest running club in Palmerston. Kazali's really is the place to be. You'll be welcomed with a smile. Outstanding food and drink in the bistro, bar and cafe, as well as a kids club, bottle shop and much more. Check out bingo on Saturday mornings, trivia night Wednesdays and everyone's favourite karaoke Saturday nights. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference. Check kazalisnt.com.au.
Papa, when we go see the twins, can we go down to the lake?
Only if Kate's with you, or Mum and I are there too.
Aww.
What are you sighing about?
I can swim.
I know you can. You're a very good swimmer. But are you forgetting the 5?
How can I forget the 5? You make me say it 10 times a day.
Slight exaggeration.
Fence the pool, shut the gate, teach your kids to swim, it's great. Supervise, watch your mate, and learn how to resuscitate.
Supervise, Harper, supervise. I'm Laurie Lawrence. Kids Alive.
Do the 5.
It's never been more important to buy Australian than right now. Our local manufacturers and growers produce world-class products known for their quality, safety and reliability, all while generating local jobs, supporting our communities and helping Australian families now and into the future. So look for the trusted green and gold kangaroo logo. Buy Australian now. Visit australianmade.com.au.
G'day, it's Matt McKeldin. And I'm Steve Johnson. And we're the hosts of The Driver's Seat. Each week we chat to some of the biggest names in supercars. Jamie Whincup.
Firstly, thanks for the intro. Bit of work there, so I appreciate that.
Charlie Robinson, welcome to The Driver's Seat.
Even during high five, I'd run out the back in my dressing room and watch what lap they were up to.
Chaz Mostert.
All I knew I had to do was win a race, and you guys had had me back on. I would have done it sooner.
Get radio's #1 motorsports show on your smartphone.
Download the Driver's Seat app to listen now.
Your local bowls club is seeking competitive teams. You'll need your natural, whose sporting prowess is unmatched. Your technician to roll you in and out of the tightest spots. Your thinker to lead your game plan. Your enforcer to strike when needed. And Steve, he can get the drinks. Local legends wanted. Search Bowls Club near me to join a team or start one.
The wheels are in motion for the year ahead, and at Tyre Power, their best buys on big brand sale is now on. Your #1 destination on Google Maps for safety, Tyre Power is ready to help your family drive safe on the roads. Next road trip, make Tyre Power your first stop and find out why Tyre Power is Australia's best. During the best buys on big brand sale on now, buy 3 get 1 free on selected Falcon passenger tyres. Go and see Paul Hassett and the team at Alice City Tyre Power on Whitaker Street.
Finish your weekend off the right way at Darwin Greyhounds Winnelli Park for action-packed greyhound racing NT style every Sunday night plus selected Wednesdays. Whether you're a casual punter or a seasoned pro, Darwin's unique grading system makes it easier to know the local dogs better and compare their form. Soak up the remote location and great hospitality in this punter's paradise with better profit margins. For more info and upcoming races, go to darwingreyhounds.com. Please gamble responsibly.
You're listening to SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse, always here for you, and for cfsgear.com.au.
55 from goal, wheels around immediately, chips up, Lockie Taylor's there, flies high, comes to the back, Calder, snap on goal, that's a goal from Calder. St Mary's, that was incredible team play. Saints now laying tackles, Grenfell taking the footy, bangs long, and bangs truly from 45 metres out.
Off a step, puts it back inside 50, fly from behind from Robinson, just misses, Calder runs on the end of it and sticks it through. Goal number 3.
Welcome back to Gardens Oval here. Terrific round 16 clash between the second-placed Waratah and third-placed St Mary's. At half-time here, it is St Mary's 9-8-62 to Waratah. Well, Colleen, 6-4-40 apparently. We had a bit of a chat just before the half-time crossover that there wasn't a point added, and yet the goal umpires came together and asked the score attendant to add a point to the scoreboard. So we'll just see what happens with that. So we thought it was going to be 6-3-39. It is at the moment 6-4-40. So we'll take it at that. A 22-point ball game here at half-time. What does concern me, I have to say, is that St Mary's have had 17 scoring shots to Waratah's 10.
Yeah, huge difference, Dom. And I think if you look across the board with the contributors and those players that we are continuing to call, Saints have got Lant, Yaron, Calder. He's just dominating. Salmon, Robinson, Wilkinson, who's been in and out of the side, is certainly playing an important role. Kieran Parnell's doing some great things. Aaron Heppel, and there's probably more. If I have a look at Waratah's, there's not enough contributors. You've got Tommy Cree, who I say is probably their best at the moment. He's doing some really good work and really putting his body on the line. Golden, great. You know, he's doing some smart things. I see he's been on the ball a bit. He normally plays across the half-back, so as he probably sees that he needs a bit more drive there. Crocker's been good. And Corey Rich, he's certainly been busy out there. But there's too many players. I want to see Jaden Magro, get more of the ball. Brodie Carroll was having the season of his life, but we really haven't seen him influence the game to any great extent. Amos Ross has been good. He's made a couple of errors, but I think the work that he's done far outweighs that. You know, young player, and he's fighting for the ball. And but the trouble is, there's too many players that we haven't seen. You know, I'd like to see a bit more from Curtly Silva. He's you know, these are his conditions. He's a light player. He's a small player. He needs to get onto the ball a bit more. And there's
the Silva lookalike out there too tonight, Xavier Blitner. So you know, neither of them really cited. And when you're talking about, well, it's only a 22-point ball game. That's not really a lot. Those two players could be crucial.
Yeah, and you said it before. You hit the nail on the head of the scoring shots. They're nearly double. So, you know, the Tars are lucky to be in this game at the moment. However, you know, they're well coached. Ryan Ayres has done a great job with this list this year. They have a lot of changes, but he won't make any excuses about that. He never makes excuses about the team he's got out in the field. And I imagine that he will just be saying, you need to stand up. You need to stand up. You need to get first to that ball. You need to get the numbers of the ball. And St. Mary's have that superior spread. They are the best in the competition at the spread. And if you look at that second quarter, they just spread wide. And they are so good at it, and they're so fast at it. And Waratahs were just trailing in, Dom. They just weren't there. And I think that was the difference. They just got into space. And were able to go coast to coast relatively easy with not too much contest from time to time.
Colin, of course, COVID having a real impact at the moment on teams right across the competition, not just Premier League, but down to whether it be under 12s or, you know, Women's Premier League, etc. I know young Ethan Bowden out of the Saints team tonight. He's played the last two games. He's out of the game due to a close contact, which is a real shame for him. Had to play against his cousins last week, and they shaped up against Southern Districts. This is affecting the competition big time, so I'm sure that those things are probably affecting some of the Waratah players as well. Interesting to see how this game goes forward. At the moment, 22 points here. St. Mary's leading 9-8-62 to Waratah 6-4-40. We'll be back with more with Colleen Gwynn and Nick O'Reilly after this break.
You're listening to SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse. Always here for you. And for cfsgear.com.au.
Make your team stand out from the competition with CFS Gear. Get sportswear for pretty much any sport, corporate wear for a range of jobs, and school uniforms for the year ahead. CFS Gear are local. They know the NT and what you need to succeed. So whether it's on or off the field, on the job or on the books, you can get the ultimate in comfort, performance, durability and style with CFS Gear. Serving the NT for over 20 years. Visit cfsgear.com.au.
If there's one place that everyone in Palmerston knows, it's Kazali's, the biggest and longest running club in Palmerston. Kazali's really is the place to be. You'll be welcomed with a smile. Outstanding food and drink in the bistro, bar and cafe, as well as a kids club, bottle shop and much more. Check out bingo on Saturday mornings, trivia night Wednesdays and everyone's favourite karaoke Saturday nights. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference. Check kazalisnt.com.au.
Papa, when will we get to teach the new baby how to kick a ball?
Oh, when she's 2 or 3.
Same for swimming lessons?
No, that starts much earlier.
Why so early for swimming?
Well, kicking a ball's fun, but swimming could save your life. That's why it's so important.
You say football's a matter of life and death.
Only when playing New Zealand. What's the 5, ladies?
Fence the pool, shut the gate. Teach your kids to swim, it's great. Supervise, watch your mate, and learn how to resuscitate.
I'm Laurie Lawrence, Kids Alive.
Do the 5!
Make it a cool summer with Australian Made. Look for genuine Aussie products sporting the green and gold Australian Made kangaroo logo. There's more than 20,000 to choose from. Whether you're chasing the dog under a sprinkler, sizzling snags on a durable backyard barbecue, or applying the finest quality sunscreen, buying Australian Made is cool because it supports Aussie makers, farmers, retailers, and creates Aussie jobs. Visit australianmade.com.au/summer to find genuine Aussie products. Buy Australian Made. Make it a cool summer.
Your local bowls club is seeking competitive teams. You'll need your natural, whose sporting prowess is unmatched. Your technician to roll you in and out of the tightest spots. Your thinker to lead your game plan. Your enforcer to strike when needed. And Steve, he can get the drinks. Local legends wanted. Search Bowls Club near me to join a team
or start one.
And it's a very intense second innings here. Mackenzie to bowl. He lets rip. Oh, Miller has absolutely smashed this high and long towards mid-off. Daniels may get there before Edwards. Or is that Williams? I think one of them has long hair and one may have a hat on. And it's a catch, I think. There's people in white running everywhere. And the score is now something for something.
Don't miss the best bits. You won't miss a moment if you drink Wise. Visit drinkwise.org.au.
The wheels are in motion for the year ahead, and at Tyre Power, their best buys on big brand sale is now on. Your number one destination on Google Maps for safety, Tyre Power is ready to help your family drive safe on the roads. Next road trip, make Tyre Power your first stop and find out why Tyre Power is Australia's best. During the best buys on big brand sale on now, buy 3 get 1 free on selected Falcon passenger tyres. Go and see Luke and Mitchell at Tyre Power Catherine on First Street.
G'day, it's Matt McKeldin. And I'm Steve Johnson. And we're the hosts of The Driver's Seat. Each week we chat to some of the biggest names in supercars. Jamie Whincup.
Firstly, thank you for the intro. Bit of work there, so I appreciate that.
Charlie Robinson, welcome to The Driver's Seat.
Even during high fives, I'd run out the back in my dressing room and watch what laps they were up to.
Chaz Mossett.
Geez, all I knew I had to do was win a race, and you guys had had me back on. I would have done it sooner.
Get radio's #1 motorsport show on your smartphone.
Download the Driver's Seat app to listen now.
You're listening to SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse, always here for you, and for cfsgear.com.au.
Welcome back to Gardens Oval, our round 16 clash between Waratah and St Mary's. A very good game indeed. Waratah led by 4 points at quarter time. Saints turned that around within the first 3 minutes, and they lead by 22 points here at half time. St Mary's 9-8-62 to Waratah 6-4-40. The leading goal kickers thus far for St Mary's, 3 goals to Jackson Calder. Of course, in his corresponding game in round 11, he was held goalless. So 3 goals to half time, 2 goals also to Nick Yarran, who's been a very good performer for the Waratah Footy Club. Corey Rich has 2 goals, and he is their only multiple goal scorer. Nick O'Reilly, Colleen Gwynn and Dominic McCormack with you here this evening. And Colleen, the approach that St Mary's are going to adopt now going into this third quarter, they're kicking to the Darwin High School end. I always think the non-scoring end, but a very important third quarter. Just as important, perhaps even more so, given that they're behind Waratah. The approach for both teams now.
Well, I think if I talk about Waratahs first, they've got to reset. I think they've just got to gather themselves. They lost composure. I think they were out of position a number of times, Dom. And I think there's an opportunity for them just to get themselves back in the game. Just do the basics well. St Mary's, a bit more of that. You know, what they did in that second quarter was that spread that they are really well known for. They know where they're going. They know each other's game so well. Their plan that they have there works a treat, and they've got so much uncontested possession. So they'll be looking just to kick to grass if they can and just keep getting the ball forward and keep those players like Salmon roving the ball and Nicky Yarran, some of those players that you wouldn't think that it was wet. They seem to be running on a dry field the way that they are really covering the ground, whereas Waratah's just a trailing in second to the ball, just reacting. They need to get the game on their really on their merits and be a bit more proactive and you know, try and lift and get those numbers.
Interesting to see how this third quarter really gets underway. A little bit of niggle throughout this match. We saw a bit of a to-do there between Nick Yarran and a few of the Waratah team. Nick Yarran just needs to cool his heels and play footy. He's been in probably the best form he's ever been in from an AFLNT perspective. And from a Waratah perspective, Corey Rich in great form up forward. Underway here, Toa gets 2 hands to it. Wilkins gets a nice handball away after he took it away from Toa. Kick upfield. Centre half forward, ball gathered by Bowd, wheels around onto the left boot, goes high with the up and under, and standing underneath it and taking a very good mark down there is Robinson for St Mary's. Kick not so good. Toa manages to rescue it at half forward almost. The pressure comes. Numbers there for Saints. Salmon gets a little handball out to Paredes. Paredes off to the run of Heppel. Goes long with the right boot down towards Calder. But beautiful bodywork down there by Daniel O'Dwyer. Outmarks Calder. Kick out wide. Cut off by Lockie Taylor. Salmon there as well. Could not take the ball before it went out of bounds, and then Lockie Taylor shoved over, and looks like he's actually copped a bit of an injury there to the right leg.
No, I'd say that's a bad corky, Don.
So ball thrown back in 70 metres around from the St Mary's goal at Darwin High School end. As Dom pointed out earlier, bit of a scrap on in the middle. Ball pops out now. That's Cree. It's up to half forward. On all fours, both Waratah and the St Mary's defender. Yeah. Carroll off the deck. Works it up to 50. Nice pick-up there from Holner. Feeds it out now. They're away, St Mary's. Outer side. Centre wing, just ball pops over the top. And they'll look to clean this one up, Waratah. Just sort of stuffing around with the pill a bit. Long down the line, centre wing. And now St Mary's have turned it over, Dom.
Oh. And the handball now comes to Matt Wilkinson. His kick smothered. Well done by Wilkins. And that smother yields a boundary throw-in as the ball goes out of bounds at centre wing on the far side. 1.5 minutes gone. A little bit of a stalemate thus far. 22-point ball game. St Mary's in the lead. Boundary throw-in's a good one. Tower up high. Wilkins comes in and again gets the footy away. Handball cut off. Cut off there and goes to Aaron Heppel. Gets the ball forward. Dylan Collis swoops on it at centre wing. Tackle brought to ground. And that will be caught. Wow.
Yeah.
If that was caught, then gee whiz.
That's gone over the line.
It has gone over the line. So a boundary throw in right at centre wing. You're an SEN top end footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au.
Tyron Wilkins doing battle again, as they've done all night. Ball hits the deck. Now they're away. St Mary's through the middle of the ground. Could have been a high one. Oh, he did pay that. That's Klusky popping the free kick there.
Yeah.
It's across the other side of the ground. He's got Dylan Land, I think that is, with the strapping around the forehead. He's copped a few tonight. Calder from behind. Can't drag it in. Nice defensive pressure here from Waratah. Lockie Taylor around the corner.
Is that a goal?
A goal out of absolutely nothing. Lockie Taylor has snagged one from 5 metres around on the boundary line and stuck it through for St Mary's.
We were just saying, we haven't seen much of Lockie Taylor. And I thought I was waiting for him to pop up.
Well, he did with a corky, supposedly.
Gets a corky and then a goal. So, Lockie Taylor, he's a dangerous player. He'll pop up when you least expect it. And that's just an amazing goal.
He's one of the hardest working players in the competition, Colleen. The way that he runs.
Yeah. And you look at him, he doesn't look that athletic. No disrespect, Lockie Taylor, but he's a bit unorthodox, but my God, he's dangerous.
Oh, so dangerous.
Well, to put it nicely, it looks like he resembles a greyhound. He just runs all day, doesn't he?
He's all limbs, isn't he?
Yep, and makes the most of them. Ball in the middle, Wilkins again. Geez, having a dominant session here. Tars to bring it out. Cree, long kick down the middle, and there'll be a free kick downfield because Cree was dealt with, so a free kick, I think, going here to Turnbull. Matt Wilkinson, the man on the mark, 49 from goal in the corridor. Turnbull runs and kicks long, and that is off target. In fact, Hutchins keeps it in, and then Parnell takes it out of bounds. Good effort there by Hutchins, the big fella. And a boundary throw in, about 3 metres around, right forward pocket.
I just wonder if Turnbull could have hit up a target there. I think that was wasteful.
They need to keep it dangerous, don't they, Colleen?
It's just...
Bring Silver in, bring Blittner into the game.
Just to blaze away is just too wasteful.
Now Hutchins again in the ruck contest, brings it to ground. Taylor over the ball for St Mary's. Players crashing in here deep in that forward pocket. Lant going off the ground, potentially dangerous. Lockie Taylor over the footy. And just a little bit of frustration here. Wilkinson held without the footy and will take the free kick deep in the left back pocket for St Mary's.
So Magro stands the mark, that man who gave that free kick away. Sauce, Smith flies from the side. Robinson off a step around the corner. Saints work it up to half forward. Here's little speedster Salmon, keeps his feet, got a shove in the back, works off his opponent, goes to ground, nice crunching tackle, and he's caught one high, hand in the back, whatever you want, but he's got the free kick. 40 out on the 45-degree angle, Gwynny.
Oh, James Waratah, you couldn't have asked more from him. Look, that was pretty good defensive work. I'd like to see that replay. I don't know if he's unlucky because Salmon went to ground, but...
perhaps just a little bit aggressive, Colleen, in chasing him to ground.
Yeah, and...
Harsh call, but...
Harsh, but you've got to give a tick for effort.
Effort was superb.
He knows how dangerous Salmon is, and,
Salmon yet to get one tonight. He's been extremely busy, though. Kick on the way. He's jagged that one left. Lucky's to get there on the full in the end.
I'm sorry to say that, but James Waratah, I think that I'd like to see that didn't go through for a goal, because I think that would have been harsh. But two great players just playing for the pill, aren't they?
St Mary's 10-9 to 69. Waratah 6-4-40. That's on the Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts scoreboard.
Dylan Collis brings the ball back into play. Another beautiful kick in from Collis finds Amius Ross. So Ross now in the corridor. Dylan Lant stands the mark. Comes to the grandstand side. Centre wing Robinson up high. Not for the first time tonight. Pushing the footy on the ground was Marsh. Got it to Carroll. Somehow got a handball out. Tried to find Turnbull. And then held on the ground is Brodie Carroll. And he will come back, centre wing. Gallus stands the mark. 6.5 minutes gone in this quarter. Your handball's off to Goulden, who was then taken down afterwards. Is there a free kick downfield? That's a late call. That was a crowd reaction call. I have to say, I think it was the right one.
Yep.
Turnbull to take the free kick. Looks to spot up a teammate here and cut off just at the death there. Really great work there by Aaron Heppel. And his teammates come to him. That ball was almost on the chest of Hutchins. Heppel got the fist in, out of bounds, boundary throw in right forward pocket. 6.5 gone, third quarter, very important here. St Mary's 69 plays Waratah's 40. You're on SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au. You're with Nick O'Reilly.
45 metres around from the Waratah goal. One down though, Dylan Lant just bangs it out of there. Gets it to that outer side centre wing. Salmon and Collis in a bit of a foot race. Salmon gets there first, clean below the knees, works off the Collis tackle, does well. What a great effort from that young man. Gets the kick up to half forward, but turns it over. And Waratah will look to reload off left half back dom.
Waratah up towards Crocker, finds Crocker at half back, goes inboard and finds Adam Goulden. Drops what he should have taken. Yaron with the turnover. Goes to Lant. Runs his full measure. Burns Grenfell. Better kick the goal. Bounces. And misses. Well, Grenfell quite rightly perhaps could go back and have a word, but he doesn't. Another minor score to St Mary's. Thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts, they move on to 70. They have an even 30-point lead at the 7.5 minute mark.
Ooh. So ball kicked in. Was just about chopped off by the Saints. Forward line. Ball comes out to right in the middle of the ground. Big Saw Smith does a fair bit of good work. Doesn't give away the free kick. Handball comes out. Turnbull inside 50 for Waratah. Hutchins stands underneath it. Puts down the mark though. St Mary's looking to work this one out through Holner. Long kick. Finds Robinson. He's been great tonight. And Zach Robinson runs into a bit of trouble. Goes to that outer wing and finds Lavastida, I think it is on that outer side. Just holds things up for the moment. Has long down the line the Grenfell direction. Over the back, Collis cleaning things up for Waratah. Gets it back into 1-2. Not the best handball though. Put his teammate under pressure. Now they work it out, Waratah. No, they don't. Not the cleanest units getting around at the moment. Waratah. That's Booth. That's a nice better kick. Left half forward, Waratah now. There's a kick inside 50, Parnell. Great hands, contested mark. And he'll look to clean up.
He does indeed. Kicks out wide. Goes out there to a rather muddy-looking Holner. Gee, the conditions are not great. Kicks to Lavastida, sliding down on the knees. Takes that mark just back of centre. Out on the far side here at Gardens Oval. 9.5 gone in the third quarter. Long kick down the line, looking for the Flyers. They're up. The ball's punched to ground and seen over the boundary line down there by Shannon Rioli, and will be a boundary throw-in. And the ball just going, in fact, it's gone over the fence. So, as you have to do here, you've got to go and get it.
Yeah, I think Nick said before, just Saints are a bit cleaner, aren't they? They seem to be playing these conditions better. This is very challenging as a footballer. They're just cleaner out there.
Ball thrown back in, 70 round from the Saints goal. Just a bit of a scrap on, that works out. Quick kick inside 50, Calder in a one-on-one. O'Dwyer does well, use the body well. Just sort of craps the old Dax a bit, goes off the ground. He's going to try and get this one over the line, and he does well. Boundary throw in, 30 around out from the Saints goal.
Dan O'Dwyer doing a good job at the moment. He started this second half really well, and he knows Calder. He's done well on him. He's just got to... That's his focus. Calder focused.
Don't worry about anything else.
Yeah.
Boundary throw-in's a good one. Wilkins, in fact, Marsh wins that down beautifully. Goes the big thump. Toa went off the ground, and the call is kicking in danger. Don't really know whether that was kicking in danger at all.
They've done that twice tonight, I reckon.
Brodie Carroll was in no danger there whatsoever. And he takes the free kick. Long kick out towards centre wing. Kieran Parnell up high. Went with a chest mark. Couldn't get it. Gallus takes it. Paredes just bounces off Booth. Gives the handball out wide to Wilkinson. Wilkinson out of bounds on the full. Just a skill error there. Went with the left boot. Not the natural side for him. Was looking for Yaron, but a free kick now goes to the player there in Silver. Silver at right half back here on the boundary. Corey Rich calling for it. And Silver hugs the boundary. Almost the mark taken there for Waratah by Bowd, but punched away from him by Zach Robinson. And we'll have a boundary throw in right in front of our commentary position here at Gardens Oval. 11 and a half minutes gone. 70 plays 40. You're on SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au. Saints in the lead.
Here's Big Toa. Wilkins going at it again. Off the deck that time.
Oh.
Wasn't bad. It was a sort of weird sort of set-up play. Everyone sort of stopped, and Parnell took the mark. Looks to clear it quickly. Hits into the middle of the ground to Hodges. Off a step. Not the best kick. Collis goes the punch instead of the mark. Gooch there for Waratah, cleaning things up. Doesn't quite get over the back to Silva. Waratah with the numbers, though, although they've turned it over with a bit of a stinking handball. Now Waratah win it back. Just a little bit scrappy footy here for the moment. And that's what they need to do, lower the eyes. Find Jake Bowd in the middle of the ground. He's got Hutchins afield through his hands. Gets held onto.
Yeah.
And the free kick going back to Holner. Left half back Dom.
Just didn't need to do it.
No.
And in these conditions, don't do it. Because someone's going to slip. The ball's going to fumble. Holner with ball in hand decides to go backwards. Goes to Parnell. Been very reliable. Kick is good. Goes to the teammate in Aaron Heppel. Heppel, good kick. Into the middle of the ground, finds Paredes. Wheels off the mark. Little chip is poor. Was touched off the boot. It went to Ross. Ross goes back to Collis. Collis, that's a good kick. Finds Booth. On the move now, Tars. Gooch with the long kick from centre wing. Put some pressure on. Ball inside 50. Chasing after the footy Turnbull. Pressure came from Wilkinson. Good kick towards the goal square. Taken by Holner for St Mary's. Cleaned up nicely. Went to Parnell. Got on his bike. Kicks out wide. And finds Holner at half-back.
That's a nice calming ball from Parnell too. Holner down the line. It's a bit of a race on between Taylor and Collis. Getting back and taking that mark. It was Ross.
About 10 metres, I reckon, that kick went.
Yeah, it was. You're right.
If 10.
Tell you what, Gwenny, midway through the third quarter, we'll have to start talking about the player of the day for Kazali's making a difference soon as this game unfolds. Plenty of good players as we're on the outer wing. Waratah trying to work it forward, but it's gone over the line. We'll have a boundary throw-in. 80 around from the Saints goal winning.
Dill Collis has really come into the game this quarter. He's holding his own there across that half-back line, and that's what we need. He's a class player. You need him in the game. He's definitely standing up at the moment.
Boundary throw-in now, right half forward for St Mary's. Hard forward third quarter. Ball taken by Kirtley Silva. Well done. Kicks up into the middle of the ground. Blittner there, but charging onto it. Parnell with authority. Gets a handball out to land. Palms off an opponent. Goes with the left boot. Ball kicked up into the forward pocket. Calder on the chase. Bodied away from Daniel O'Dwyer, but didn't really matter in the end. The ball out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Great play, Kieran Parnell.
Yeah, he's consistent, isn't he?
Ah, terrific.
Consistent. He's been a great player for St Mary's over many years. His sister also is an NT Thunder Academy player. Yep. And she's a star as well. So.
Out of the ruck, Grenfell around the corner. Through for behind. Whoa. So that scoreboard, St Mary's 10-11-71 to Waratah 6-4-40 for Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
You're with SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au. Collis again bringing the ball back into play. Goes to a teammate there in Gunning. In fact, it may be Corey Rich there. And
I think
I thought the umpire was going to pay a 50-metre penalty there, but Rich with ball in hand.
I don't know if that is Rich, is
it? It might be Gunning, actually.
I think you're right the first
Gallus.
time. Yeah.
Gallus takes the footy. In fact, the umpire said that was touched play on.
Yep.
So Gallus thought that was a fair mark, not call. Umpire right on the spot.
I thought it was a mark.
Oh, I thought
pretty
it was
good
touched.
to me. Did you?
Yep.
Oh, play on, Gwynny.
Yep. Thought it was
Ball
touched.
tossed high in the air. One down by Toa. Goes to Carroll. Wrapped up in a tackle. How will the umpire see this? He dodged and weaved for a brief moment there, asking for a high tackle. Nothing doing. The umpire will toss it up again. Toa and Wilkins go at it. Wilkins did beautifully. Got himself in front. Down to Cree. His kick smothered. Out to Zach Robinson. Waratah's taken momentarily. Handball came out to Hodges. Hodges kicks up to half forward for St Mary's. And Justin Robinson, his marking at centre-half forward this evening has been a feature. And he takes the free kick here at centre-half forward. Now looking for the lead of Calder. Left high. Couldn't take the grab. Got hands to it. Waratah defence click into gear here. Turnbull charging at the footy at half back. Hands off to Silva. Couldn't handle. Saints, look at the numbers just charging in. And Silva very fortunate to take a free kick at left half back.
So Silva comes across ground. It's a nice kick, although dropped mark down there. Waratah really feeling the pinch. Half forward. Salmon gets held onto. Ragdolled out the end. Now the numbers arrive for Waratah. Just trying to figure this one out. Tommy Cree runs himself into Wilkinson. Goes long down the line, and Big Saw Smith for St Mary's chops it off centre wing. Gets the handball off to Hodges. He's got Robinson in the middle of the ground. He plays on, feeds the handball out to Paredes, who just went with the one hand. You can't do that in these conditions. Paredes goes back and gets it, and cops one high, does he? No.
Kicking in danger.
Kicking in danger. That's the third for tonight, I reckon. So Paredes goes across field. Just looking to hold on to things here. 17.5 gone in the third quarter. 31-point lead to Saints. Labastida takes a mark. Right half forward. Collar stands the mark and gives away the 50. So we'll get marched out to about 20 metres out on the slide angle, Gwenny.
Very frustrating. I know Dill Collis will be very upset at himself there. You're gifting a goal pretty much in those circumstances when you're sitting about, 60 metres out. Yeah.
Shortish 50. Shortish.
Very short.
Shortish, I would have thought.
That's like 15.
Yeah, my word. Here's Labastida for his first this evening. The St Mary's, and just to extend the lead to 37. Kick on the way.
Yes.
Through for behind. Sticks it through. So that scoreboard reads Waratah 6-4-40, St Mary's 10-12-72 for tyre power, your trusted tyre experts.
Dylan Collis, the man with ball in hand as usual, to bring the ball in for the red and whites. 18.5 gone in this third quarter. He's called to play on, and Calder just slowly goes towards him, forcing him to make a play, and he makes a play beautifully. Lovely kick out wide. Finds a teammate in that left back pocket. The outer side. A few people on the hill out there, about 15 to 20. Seeing a good game. Long kick down the line. Parnell up high, couldn't take the footy, came to the back, goes to Robinson. Little handball goes to Grenfell. His chip out towards Braith Hodges, and the hard-working Thomas Cree, I think, cut that off magnificently and got that ball out of bounds. Yet another boundary throw in, almost perfectly on centre wing.
And young Braith Hodges, father coached the NT Thunder, won a premiership with Wanderers. I was very fortunate to coach with him. Very good coach and knowledgeable footballer.
He's a great man, Andrew Hodges. I introduced Birkenstocks to him. I'll take that credit. He'll be watching tonight. One-on-one inside 50. Waratah have worked it nicely forward, but Saints with the numbers covering off nicely full back, although they've turned it over again. Here's Magro on the left. Don't tell me. He's put it through for a behind.
Actually, it's interesting you talked about Andrew Hodges and the Birkenstocks. I've got to dispute that, because I do recall when he was coaching at the Crows, the first year of the AFLW, they told him he needed to wear Birkenstocks.
Is that right?
Yep.
Wow.
And I think he wanted to wear them with socks.
I beg to differ, because I got the Birkenstocks. Gwenny. I got the Birkenstocks. He gave me absolute hell about it, and then 6 weeks later he had them on.
Yeah. Well,
Labastida,
there you go. That's good.
Out wide, tries to spot up Paredes. Paredes off to Robinson. Now Robinson receives the handball back from the run of Lant. Paredes Thought he was getting out of the way for a teammate. Waratah with ball in hand through Gooch. Up towards Hutchins and thumping the ball out of the way. Gee, Samuel Holner, he's done pretty well down there, Colleen.
He has.
And on the siren here of three-quarter time, just into time on, and just waiting to see what's happening here. Is it actually three-quarter time or just waiting to get the footy? It is indeed three-quarter time here. St Mary's 10-12-72. Waratah 6-5-41. You're on SEN Top End Footy. We'll be back with all the action after this break.
You're listening to SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse. Always here for you. And for cfsgear.com.au.
If there's one place that everyone in Palmerston knows, it's Kazali's, the biggest and longest running club in Palmerston. Kazali's really is the place to be. You'll be welcomed with a smile. Outstanding food and drink in the bistro, bar and cafe, as well as a kids club, bottle shop and much more. Check out bingo on Saturday mornings, trivia night Wednesdays and everyone's favourite karaoke Saturday nights. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference. Check kazalisnt.com.au.
Download the SEN app from the Apple and Google App Stores. Then get set for all your big moments in sports.
Next to win, and he's done it! That is a remarkable save. Very elegant from inside of eyes. It's going to be the crowning moment.
Listen to any SEN show from around Australia and New Zealand.
Gary Lyon and Tim Watson.
This is Trackside.
Tim Gossage.
There's an Izzy for breakfast.
Tinsley.
Plus, it's now available on Apple CarPlay. The SEN app, your home of sport, from wherever you are on the planet.
And the Glasgow Celtic will be there.
Get behind Celtic Football Club, led by Ange Postecoglou and starring Socceroo star Tommy Rogic. And show your support with the iconic Hoop Celtic home jersey from their online store.
Plus, they're rewarding SEN listeners with 10% off the new Adidas Team Geist clothing range when you use the code word SEN Celtic.
Support the Aussie boys in Scotland when you support Celtic Football Club.
Shop online now at celticfc.com/store.
Now we cross over to Harper Reid, live on the scene. Thanks, Evie. I'm here to report Australia's best ever summer of safety with 0 child drownings. All these children in the water have been taught to swim and they are all being supervised. Back to you in the studio.
Kids play fantastic games of make-believe, don't they? Wouldn't it be great if we could make it real? Fence the pool, shut the gate, teach your kids to swim, it's great. Supervise, watch your mate, and learn how to resuscitate. I'm Laurie Lawrence. Kids Alive, do the 5.
The wheels are in motion for the year ahead, and at Tyre Power, their best buys on big brand sale is now on. Your #1 destination on Google Maps for safety, Tyre Power is ready to help your family drive safe on the roads. Next road trip, make Tyre Power your first stop and find out why Tyre Power is Australia's best. During the best buys on big brand sale on now, buy 3 get 1 free on selected Falcon passenger tyres. Go and see Bob and Ernie at Null & Boy Tyre Power in Miller Close.
It's never been more important to buy Australian than right now. Our local manufacturers and growers produce world-class products known for their quality, safety and reliability, all while generating local jobs, supporting our communities and helping Australian families now and into the future. So look for the trusted green and gold kangaroo logo. Buy Australian now. Visit australianmade.com.au.
Finish your weekend off the right way at Darwin Greyhounds Winnelli Park for action-packed greyhound racing NT style every Sunday night plus selected Wednesdays. Whether you're a casual punter or a seasoned pro, Darwin's unique grading system makes it easier to know the local dogs better and compare their form. Soak up the remote location and great hospitality in this punter's paradise with better profit margins. For more info and upcoming races, go to darwingreyhounds.com. Please gamble responsibly.
Lining up for the Drinkwise at-home stakes. It's a wide-open field. Corn chips and salsa is popular with the punters. A 6-pack before the quaddie was an early scratching. There's no love for passed out on the back lawn today. And drifting further as red wine spills on the couch. But the market mover and clear favourite is Have a Water Between Drinks. The fans are embracing this horse from the Drinkwise stable.
Be a winner at home watching the races. Remember, you won't miss a moment if you drink wise.
You're listening to SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse. Always here for you. And for cfsgear.com.au.
Right, Just now Marsh brings that ball down. Good thump into the corridor. Tars have possession. Lovely little handball off, and that's a terrific goal. Cree, I think it was.
Tommy Cree.
Thomas Cree.
Joseph Salmon, for his first of the day. He's been very busy so far. From 35 out, sticks it through. Nice defensive pressure here from Waratah. Lockie Taylor around the corner.
Is that a goal?
A goal out of absolutely nothing. Lockie Taylor has snagged one from 5 metres around on the boundary line and stuck it through for St Mary's.
Welcome back to Gardens Oval, round 16. Three-quarter time, last quarter about to get underway between Saints and Waratah, and St Mary's holding a 31-point lead here at the final change. Been a really cracking contest. Jackson Calder's kicked 3 for Saints. Corey Rich has kicked 2 for Waratah. What will this last quarter bring? Scoring shots are always interesting. 22-11 in favour of St Mary's. The ball held aloft. That was indeed the siren from about 1925, that siren. Toa gets the ball out of the middle. Saints trying to push it forward, and a free kick paid to Dylan Lant as he was held onto. He has just been so dangerous, and that's why they're going to him really quickly. Ball tossed back to him.
I will say quickly, Dom, it's like the clown pushing the nose, that siren.
Oh, don't do it. Waratah faithful will not be happy with that. Dylan Lant kicks the ball high. The up and under. Grenfell underneath it. Went for the chest mark. Couldn't take it off hands. Nick Yaron pops it up. Calder, can he get there first? No, he can't.
Oh.
Charging hard at the footy was Bryce Wenk. He couldn't take the footy. Now Calder's still in the action. Gets it out to Salmon. He gets it to Mark Clue. Couldn't get a kick away. Got a handball away. Tars defence working really hard. Did very well. Goulden was under pressure, got a kick away straight up centre wing. Toa underneath the footy, shoved out of the way by Wilkins. Did nicely, the big man. Puts the ball on the boot, kicks it up into the corridor, bowed after it, nimble, more nimble than Gallus. Grabs hold of the footy, charges to the goal square, and Bowd pops it through for the first goal of the last quarter. Waratah on the board. And to say that they needed that is the understatement of the evening. The Tyre Power scoreboard, St Mary's 10-12-72, Waratah 7-5, 47.
Yeah, that was great to see. Young Wilkins backing himself, run and carry, and getting the ball over the top of Bowdy. And, you always know he's going to convert. So they're going to move the ball quicker. Some of the problems that they have had is that those skill errors, the dropping the balls, a bit of fumbling here. And it was good to see them go coast to coast like that and just a bit cleaner with the ball. And, I'm sure that'll bring a little bit of confidence to the team.
So back in the middle, it's interesting how it's played out tonight, Gwenny. It's very muddy, heavy underfoot, but the big guys have been pretty good tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ball back in the middle.
Speaking of big guys, Tommy Cree.
Wilkins wheels that one down. We'll have another stoppage right in the middle of the ground. And when you look at the Saints forward line, Gwenny, Grenfell, Calder, Robinson, all big men, all nimble. They've worked it well, St Mary's. We'll have another stoppage. So centre wing, outer side. Umpire Joel Morrison tosses the ball up down to Paredes. He cops one high.
Surely he had to have ducked into that.
Yeah,
sure.
It was a Joel Selwood drop of the knees, I reckon.
That was even better.
That's it's a professional free.
Yeah.
He drops his body, drops his shoulder, and but he plays the game well, and he knows how to get those frees done.
Paredes up towards half forward. Lant couldn't get hold of it. Collis in there putting on pressure. Tars really working hard here. They bring the ball out. Nice kick up centre wing. There's a wrestle forward there on centre wing, and Hutchins just couldn't handle the footy, the big man for Tars. And last touch over the boundary line for a boundary throw. And there's been a few out there at centre wing. 3 minutes down in this last quarter. You're an SEN top-end footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au. Toa to go up against Wilkins. Wilkins up, gets the ball down, then comes back to him, tackled as he got a kick away. That kick into the middle of the ground. Handball comes off to Goulden, goes with the left boot. It's a lovely looking kick, thumped away by Parnell into the corridor. Silver couldn't handle. Yes, he backs in there again. Matt Wilkinson got it out, got it to Parnell. Paredes out wide now. Looking for the run here of Mark Clue. being chased by Silva. Silva came in really well and put the pressure on, did beautifully. Got the ball now to Magro. Magro tried to get a handball away, but under pressure from Shannon Rioli, the ball ricochets and goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in, about 70 away from the Waratah goal. Good early pressure coming from the red and whites.
So ball thrown back in. Toa in best position, falls short. Cree puts a tackle on him. We'll do it all again. It's been, fair to say, it's been stoppage central this final quarter, Gwynny.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of this now. The players are a lot tighter. They won't move the ball quicker. They'll go to ground a bit more.
Wilkins wins that tap down. Ball goes inside 50. Magro over the back for Waratah. Wilkins, smothered kick. Magro gets on the end of it and he sprays it right across the face. Out of bounds on the full. Saints will look to reset. 10 around from the Waratah goal.
Magro-like.
Almost a great piece of individual brilliance there.
Yeah.
Ball comes back in, and the magnet himself, Dylan Land, he is just racking up possessions here. And player of the day for Kazali's Palmerston Club, the place to be. Could it be Dylan Land? All that pressure sitting on Colleen Gwynn's shoulders, let me tell you. Ball at centre wing from Land comes off hands, and again at centre wing, another boundary throw-in. Almost 5 minutes down here in the last quarter. And the umpire just signalling going to be the boundary throw-in, asking the ruckman to set themselves. Thomas Marsh on this occasion going up against Jake Toa. Wilkins been very good in this position. The big men wrestle. Toa might have won that just slightly. Ball bobbling around here at centre wing. No one can get a clean possession. Marsh in there at ground level. Shannon Rioli pirouettes around, just stays on his feet, gets a kick away. Justin Robinson with ball in hand, taken in tackle, got a handball away. That was good. Another handball comes through to Paredes on the lead, looking for Calder. He was second in line. Salmon's been taken out of it. Little chip on goal is a goal, and that's been kicked by Nick Yarron with Joseph Salmon down behind play, but Saints, that forward line just kept working, kept moving, and Nick Yarron with the goal, and he has kicked his third for the evening. One in the first, one in the second, and one in this last. And the Tyre Power scoreboard, your trusted tyre experts, ticking over here. St Mary's 11-12-78, Waratah 7-5-47.
Gwynny, I will say, that was Robinson, he won the ball, he was under pressure, and he managed to, take the tackle on, get the handball away, and that's what really set up that goal.
Well, if you look at Shannon Rioli, he also rode the tackle, spun around, and he just took the tackle and then gently got the ball out. And that's all you need to do in these conditions. Just be patient with it, get the ball, get it to a teammate, and that's what they're doing. They're just being smarter.
Tommy Cree out of the middle, charging out for Waratah. Long, high, up and under kick inside 50. Nice spoil coming from the side. I lost it in the lights there.
Holner.
That was Holner again. He's been good tonight, Dom.
Yeah.
Not exactly a regular, Colleen, for St Mary's. Gee, he's holding down a spot there at the moment.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. We keep calling his name.
So 50 around from the Waratah goal. 78 plays 47. Thrown back in. Smith for Saints just gets it out of there. Ball bobbles around after 50. He goes again off the ground. Smith gets it to Lant. He plays on, fires the handball away. Robinson, centre wing, goes with the long kick. Calder through his hands. That one's going to go out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throwing, will we? Yes, we will. 50 around from St Mary's goal.
Gee, Lockie Taylor bursting past there, Nick, looking for the handball from Robinson, and he wasn't all that pleased that he didn't get it. Hasn't really been in the game tonight, which is amazing to say for Lockie Taylor.
Yeah, look, he probably doesn't need to be. They've got a lot of contributors, and he's done enough. He's chipped in with a goal, and he's probably taken a player out of the game.
Tom Marsh receives the free kick from the ruck contest and handballs away to a teammate who immediately turns it over to Robinson. That's Justin. Robinson goes off to Kieran Parnell. The long bomb into forward 50 comes off the knee of Calder. Tars defence go to work. They need to be careful here. Handball backing back. Crocker close to the goal face. Almost ran it through. Long bomb. Dylan Land underneath it. Tried to take the chest mark. Missed it. Carroll over the footy for the red and whites. The ball shuffled out again to Robinson. Stood up in the tackle. Got the handball away. Lant does the same. Gets it back to Robinson by hand. Goes long by the boot down to the goal square. No mark taken. O'Dwyer doing really well. The ball taken out of bounds? Not yet. Now it is. No, in fact, it's still in play. Tar's defence still going deep in their back pocket under the footy. Braith Hodges. Blipner there as well. Hodges did well. Gathers the footy. Snaps on goal with the outside of the right boot. Does he get it through?
That's a great goal.
It's a goal. Braith Hodges, well done. That's a sensational effort. Just came in. And Colleen Gwynn picked up the ball cleanly.
That's what you want.
And then snapped truly. And the Tyre Power scoreboard, your trusted tyre expert, St Mary's 12-12-84, pulling away from Waratah here, 7-5-47. We've gone almost 9 minutes in the last.
And Braith goes to school down in Melbourne. He's probably taken the weekend to have a flight up to Darwin, have a game for his beloved St Mary's, and he's probably got to jump on a flight again tonight and head home. But, you know, he's paid for his flight, has he?
Terrific stuff. Oh, look, one goal. No, I think he has, actually. And didn't his teammates enjoy that? They all came to him, too.
Yeah, no, he's a very popular kid at St Mary's. Family are, and his brother also plays at Cody.
Cody.
Yeah, so both terrific young footballers. So it's in the blood there with the Hodges.
The Kazale's player of the day making a difference, Gwynny. I'm flying the flag for Justin Robinson so far.
I know that. I can hear it.
I reckon. He's gone all right. Now there's a free kick being paid.
For a throw, I thought.
Was it? Yeah, it was. So it's going the way of Waratah. Magro being moved into the middle again this quarter. Kick inside 50 through Hutchins' hand. Kick around the corner. It's dribbled through for a behind.
Gee, Turnbull, that was Turnbull. That was quick.
Yeah, it was quick. He's not had a good night, Robbie Turnbull. I know he's been out for a few weeks. He's probably a bit rusty. We know what he can do. He's a dangerous player, but hasn't been his night tonight.
St Mary's already on the move through defensive 50. Little chip, and now a beautiful, beautiful worm burner goes to Land, who just extricates himself from underneath an opponent, runs on. Beautiful pass to Shannon Rioli, takes that mark at centre wing. On the run, long kick down inside 50. Not his best. I think he's picked out Thomas Cree back there, taking the mark deep in the right back pocket for Waratah.
Oh, Tommy Cree goes cross ground, real dodgy sort of kick. Nicky Yarra nearly chopped it off right in front of goal. He would have just sailed through for behind. For a goal, sorry. But they've worked it up to centre wing now. Here's Collis for Waratah. Sticks it on the left. Kick up to half forward, but chopped off. And well done. Here's Kieran Parnell. Right in front of the commentary sauna. It is bloody hot. Yarran from behind. That's a free kick every day of the week. Umpire lets that one roll. Either away, Waratah just misses her hands with Silva. Grenfell on all fours. Parnell. Hodges. Well done, Silva. Puts a smother on. Quick kick up to half forward. But again, St Mary's with the numbers. Trying to mop this one up. The troops arrive for Waratah. Jacob Long goes with the handball to Parnell. He'll get it back long. He will. Goes over the top. Silva hot on his hammer. Does well. That's a good kick. Smith, right half forward, goes backwards with the handball to Yarran. From 58, Holder from behind. Can't drag it in. Waratah under pressure. Land around the corner. That is a goal. Well done, Dylan Land. And Saints well and truly got this one in the bag. Waratah 7-6-48 to St Mary's 13-12-90. 20 and a half gone. That's on the Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts scoreboard, Gwenny.
St Mary's certainly sharing the goals. I don't know how many goal scorers they've had, but I know it's more than 5. There you go. 9 goal scorers, 5 for Waratahs. You know, they're all having a piece of it, and they're just cleaner in these conditions, difficult conditions. But this is what we've got now, leading up to the last 2 games, finals. This is the sort of conditions you really got to be able to play footy, and it's not going to be dry ovals, is it?
No.
And if it is, it'll be unseason-like. So you've got to perform in these conditions, and that's what St Mary's are doing. They are just making it look like a dry track.
Classic top-end wet season footy. That's what it is. Ball out of the middle now. Dylan Collis just a little toe poke forward. Paredes kept his feet, which you just have to do. Kick chopped off there by Wilkins. Been really impressed with him. And has he been paid a free kick? Yes, he has. Now advantage paid. Goes to Carroll, the co-captain. Long kick up the corridor. Wilkinson goes high. Off hands. Kieran Parnell got a good handball away to Gallus. His handball away to Zach Robinson. Now to Taylor. Lockie Taylor gets a kick. Well, that is a brilliant kick under pressure, almost. Somehow finds Shannon Rioli. It was meant for Toa. Missed him. Shannon Rioli off to Heppel. Heppel away to Paredes. Paredes at right half forward. Wheels around, little chip looking for Grenfell, just runs at it, sticks the chest out and says, I will take that, no problems at all. Runs on. Waratah just went to sleep and Grenfell, the big man, just goes bang and takes his second for the game. Well, 13 and a half minutes gone in this last quarter, and that tyre power scoreboard, your trusted tyre expert, is getting an absolute working out by St Mary's here. 14-12-96, now leading Waratah 7-6-48. It is 4 goals to 1. But, Colin Gwynn, it seems like more than that, particularly given the conditions.
Look, it does, and I think we talked about the scoring shots at three-quarter time, 22-11. I think that was reflective of the game. Waratahs really haven't been in the game since quarter time. I think they just gave St Mary's far too much room. They were able to play this uncontested style of football, kick to grass. They've been superior since quarter time, and now it's almost like a training run. What do Waratahs do to gain a bit more respect before the siren? I guess get possession and try and get it on their terms.
Toa wins that down, feeds it out to Lant. Lant up to half forward. Nice mark taken by
your man,
Justin Robinson. Super impressive tonight, the great man. Wheels around on that right boot. He's been present all night. Kick up to half forward. That's a great mark. Covering off at half. Full back. Kick comes out to left half back. It's Corey Rich. He's been excellent tonight. Goes long down the line. Fly from the side from Wilkinson, Parnell. Just running the ball backwards. That ball goes off the deck. There's another kicking in danger.
Yep.
Has that been red hot tonight?
Absolutely.
I don't mind it.
There was like 4 legs in that contest, and everyone was just trying to kick it forward. I'm not sure where the danger was.
Tell you what it was, Gwynny, was Michael Flatley's river dance. That's what that was.
So just waiting for the footy here. Kieran Parnell taking that free kick, runs his full measure, has a bounce if you don't mind. Just looked casually back at the man on the mark and said, this is what I'm doing. Long kick down the ground, and Waratah kept his eye on the footy, took the mark just behind Nicky Aaron. Was good use of the body by Waratah. Chiseling kick, misses the mark. Wilkinson picks up, long bomb, down to Calder, takes the mark, 35 from goal, dead in front, and his teammate Brendan Grenfell says, you just go back and have a shot.
Yep, and that's what he do. That's why he's on the big bucks, isn't he? Jackson Calder.
I don't know whether he's on the big bucks, but he'll go back and have a shot.
He's
been good.
Yeah, he's been great.
Gee, Daniel O'Dwyer, though, his second half on Calder has been very impressive. And that mark that he took only moments ago to outbody him and take it under pressure was absolutely brilliant. So he can hold his head high for Waratah. But Calder here in the corridor, dead in front. 35 metres out, straight through the middle for the green and gold goes Jackson Calder. And that's another goal on the board, 15-12, 102 for Waratah, 7-6-48, almost 17 minutes gone. You're on SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au with Dominic McCormack, Nick O'Reilly and Colleen Gwynn.
Yeah, you're right. Dan Dwyer's been great. He's made a contest. As you said before, he took that mark, almost impossible mark. I don't know how he took it. He keeps fighting. He's just doesn't have enough help down there. I think there needs to be a little bit more assistance in front of that lead of Calder. If he gets in front, he will take that mark 90, probably 9% of the time. So, there's got to be a bit more help. They've got to get back in defence and try and make St Mary's second guess.
Back in the middle, Wilkins doing well in the ruck for Waratah all night. Carroll up to half forward. And it's Saints again, chopping this one off through Parnell.
Ooh.
That's a awkward, weird, whatever you want to call it, kick. He went 30 metres backwards. Finds Jacob Long right in front of the point post. Interesting setup, but it'll work. He plays on. Kicks that outer side. That's a beautiful kick.
Yeah.
In these conditions, he's hit up the target 50 metres away. There's another good kick right in the middle of the ground. Paredes, been excellent tonight, the skipper. Runs himself into trouble. Cree puts some pressure on. Wilkinson for St Mary's. It's a kick up the ground to Lant. He drops the mark. He's got a bit of time, though. Lant puts the afterburners on, gets to 50, goes long. That's a massive roost. Gee whiz, that is a massive roost.
That's an incredible goal.
From dead set downtown, Gwynny, 55, and he gets his second.
Dylan Lant, he really is just a great player. Such a great utility. You put him anywhere, he takes the hits, he comes back, he's bandaged up, and he just keeps doing it, doesn't he? He is just a class act, Dylan Lant.
St Mary's 16-12, 108 to Waratah 7-6-48 for Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
Well, what a performance by Saints indeed. 18.5 minutes gone in this last quarter. And perhaps despite the big men up forward, as we've talked about in these conditions, everything has just worked. And I think they've just worked so hard and been clean with the footy. Ryan Smith now back in the ruck. The umpire's waiting for all the players to get back into position. Been given the signal. Smith to go up against Marsh. Ball tossed high. Smith wins it down. Got away there from Heppel. He went back in and got it again. In fact, it was Klusky and worked really hard. Got the free kick. Handball's off to Smith. Goes out wide to Lant. Lant to Hodges. Had a bit of a double grabber, but had time and space. Little chip might still work. Came off hands. Goes to Nick Yarran. Runs himself into the corridor and didn't quite kick it as he would have liked. Went with the inside of the right boot to snap it through. Came off the outside and through for a minor score to the right-hand side. 19 minutes gone. Saints 16-13, 109. Waratah 7-6-48 thanks to the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Looking to move this one quickly from full-back is Bout. Finds Gooch, right half-back. It's a double juggler. Goes inboard. Magro in the middle of the ground now for Waratah. Wheels around on that left boot. It's a good kick in the Ross direction. Bounces out now. Here's Daunt. Hangs on to Lockie Taylor. Lockie Taylor keeps his feet. Ross does well. Let's say 7:20. Smith just takes his time, the big horse, and turns it over. Finds Magro, centre wing, right in front of us here at Gardens Oval for Waratah. He had a few players inboard, ignores that. Has Collis down the line, the double fister coming over the top from that man in Heppel. Goes over line boundary, throw in 55 around from Waratah goal.
So you see Ryan Ayres has thrown Collis forward, he's thrown Ross forward, he's just trying some things up, just moving the magnets around, just trying to create something.
Smith up against Marsh. Marsh did really well, flicked it over the back. First there, Turnbull, went for the soccer off the ground. Shannon Rioli went and picked it up. Got a great handball out to Ryan Smith. He's taken to ground. Crocker got in beautifully. Got a handball away to Goulden. Goulden with the kick up the ground. Wilkinson charged at it. So too Booth. Both players really courageous. They both left it behind. Smith got the footy. Somehow got it out. Crowd one holding the ball. Lockie Taylor picked it up. Ball held to him and brought to ground in a heavy tackle. Gee, there's only minutes to go here and players still charging in for the footy. The ball up at left half forward. 21 minutes down. Saints in the lead, 109-48.
Good sportsmanship from Magro and Lockie Taylor there. Both smacked each other on the Khyber pass as they had a massive contest. Took each other out. Meanwhile, ball's worked up to centre wing. Waratah trying to clear this one. And Waratah player absolutely ran underneath it. Labastida feeling a bit of heat. Gets tackled. Hands comes out to Klusky. Does well, Grenfell, the big man. That's a nice kick too. Calder out in space. 50 out, wheels around. He's got Robinson in the goal square all by himself. Rolls in and kicks a goal.
Who was that kick that goal, Nick?
Yeah, my man. Yeah, that might just be a bit of icing on the cake for mine, Grenny.
If you didn't say it, I was going to.
No, he's been great, hasn't he? He's been a standout from the start of the game. He's been consistent and he's been everywhere, as has Dylan Lant. He hasn't made too many bad decisions. His skills have been up and about. Nicky Yarran's been everywhere. They've just got contributors everywhere. This playing a great team game, and their just ability to get those numbers and run in waves is just killing the Tars at the moment.
115-48. Yeah. Massive lead here for the Saints now for Tyre Power. Your trusted tyre experts, Dom.
Ball back in the middle. Smith to go up against Wilkins. Both fly high. Smith won it down. Got it to Paredes. Paredes quick kick. We'll find Goulden just moved up slightly from centre half back. Takes the mark. Wheels it out wide. Goes to Crocker, who spent quite a bit of time on the knees taking marks tonight. Gets a handball off to Goulden. Nice long kick straight down the corridor and hits Hutchins on the chest. Lovely. Good lead from the big man. And Holner is going to get dragged back a few metres. And I'll tell you what, if he doesn't move quickly, they will pay 50 The pre-Christmas 50s compared to the post-Christmas 50s have been very different. Players need to be aware. The umpires are right onto it. So Hutchins kicked a goal in the first quarter. He's been a presence there, but they just have not been able to get to the footy to him in clean fashion. Kick on the way, off the side of the right boot and through for the minor score. One behind, Waratah 7-7-49, St Mary's 17-13, 115 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Your trusted tyre experts. We've gone 23.5 here in the last quarter. You're an SEN top end footy for Chemist Warehouse and cfsgear.com.au.
That was a really good passage of play there, Gwenny. Where's that been all night? Thanks.
Yeah, no, that was good. They got some space. And look, Aussie's got to be happy. They're putting up some fight here. The tackling in the last 5 minutes has been great. They've got to find some positives, which I'm certain they will.
Here's Dylan Collis, Gaelic footy style, paddling it up to himself. Ross fires off the handball. The kick comes to the top of the square. Defensive punch coming from behind. Wilkinson for St Mary's. Mopping up there. This gets out the back to Lockie Taylor. The little greyhound from Geelong. Gets the kick away. He's got Big Choa by himself. And he's got Calder by himself. And he does a double juggler. And takes an uncontested mark. Plays on now. And it's just getting a bit Benny Hill music sort of vibe here, Dom.
Might be Heppel, I think, Nick.
Heppel, is it?
I think so.
So I see Dwyer was held up there, so Calder was one out, and I think Robinson kind of held him up running.
In fact, Alex Marklew, I think, Nick. Marklew.
Yeah. There you go.
Another Victorian from Essendon, I think. We talked about him pre-game.
So Marklew sticks it through. St Mary's extend that lead again. Waratah 7-6-48 to St Mary's 18-13. 121. That's for Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. Yeah, they're well and truly in control here, Gwenny. They've been outstanding all night, really, haven't they, St Mary's? We spoke about it early, but they really put the foot to the floor after that first quarter.
But I wonder who did Saints have last week? I know that Waratah's had quite a good win.
Waratah's beat Wanderers.
Yep.
And then St Mary's had their victory over Southern Districts, 53 points.
Yeah, it was a hard... I think... they just look fresher, don't they? They look like they...
That was the lightning interrupted game where there was, rain,
it was a reduced game,
and only slightly, though.
Only slightly. Yeah. They definitely look fresher than Waratah's.
Yep. Ball out of the middle now. Turnbull gets a handball away. The ball kept in then by Waratah, but only to the advantage of St Mary's. Hodges gets a handball away, finds Labastida, and the sling tackle to be paid. Advantage is paid. Labastida takes that, finds Ryan Smith, who just hasn't moved from the ruck contest. He's just standing there, takes the mark, gets the ball off to Lant, who tried to do just a bit too much. Another sling on Lant from Collis. That's frustration creeping in. Advantage is called. Paredes with ball in hand, goes to snap, and I think he's found Marklew again. So Marklew from almost the same spot as he kicked a goal only moments ago will go back and kick from about 45 metres out, maybe a little bit further out, just left of centre in the corridor. St Mary's 18-13, 121. Waratah 7-7-49. We've only got about 5.5 minutes left in our broadcast here this evening. So let's... Alex Marklew, that is a terrific kick off the boot, and all of a sudden he's kicked 2 goals, both of them coming, of course, in this last quarter, and Saints just moving the ball so easily here. Who could that player of the day for Kazales be? We might have to get her thoughts pretty quickly, Colleen Gwynn. About 5 minutes to go in our broadcast. If Saints keep kicking goals and time on keeps getting extended, we might be hit on...
I will say one thing, Dom.
Lucky it's 10 Victoria time.
Lucky it's not a nail biter. I will say that.
Exactly.
If you look at who St Mary's have brought in for this game, their fly-ins is Grenfell, Marque and Heppel.
Yep.
They've
all contributed.
They've all contributed. They've done their job, and I'd say Chopper, the coach, will be very happy with their contribution tonight. Hutchins... he's looked a bit tired the last quarter, and it's difficult to adapt to the conditions.
Into the middle, Waratah. Headed up to half forward. There we go.
There we go.
Just like that, it's full time here
At the Gardens Oval, it was all St Mary's in the end. 17-13, 115 to Waratah, 7-6-48.
Well, saved by the bell,
Yeah.
or the 1925 siren, if I can put it that way. Well done to both teams. These are difficult conditions to play in, but my goodness, St Mary's, what a win that is. 7-7-49 Waratah, and St Mary's 19-13, 127. Colleen Gwynn, I'll wait for you to do the mathematics on that while I just go through some goal kickers here. We've got about 3.5-4 minutes to go here. So goal kickers for St Mary's, Jackson Calder with 4, Nick Aaron with 3, Alex Marclue with 2 goals, both of those coming just then in the last quarter. Brandon Grenfell with 2, Dylan Lant with 2, and singles 2, Jacob Long, Lockie Taylor, Shannon Rioli, Joseph Salmon, Justin Robinson, and Braith Hodges. For the Waratah Footy Club, 2 goals to Corey Rich, 2 goals to Jake Bowd, and singles to Jaden Magro, Thomas Cree, and Jack Hutchins. Colleen Gwynn, margin?
Oh, sorry. I was meant to do that, wasn't I? I was looking at the scoring shots. So let me have a look. So 49 to 127. So that's...
I can hear them ticking over.
No, don't look at me.
Oh,
hold on.
right,
77.
78
Carry
points.
the thing. 78. Let me guess.
78. I was doing year 7 math with my son the other night, and he also decided that I was no good and went to a different parent to help him. So I was better at English and PE.
I'll say a massive thanks to St Monica's in Kangaroo Flat Bendigo for that, for me, for my maths.
Yeah, you were hopeless. So, sorry, I was daydreaming. I was actually thinking about the player of the game.
Yes, hit us with it. We've got 2.5 minutes in our broadcast. So Colleen Gwynn, player of the day here for Kazali's Palmerston Club, the place to be. We're all ears.
Dylan Lant for me.
Oh, the advocacy did not work.
I've got a bit on. I've got to go.
Yeah. Look, his 4 quarters effort was there. If I could see possessions, contested, non-contested, whatever. Dylan Lant, he chopped in with 1 or 2 goals, 2?
Yeah, 2 goals.
2 goals in the end. For me, he was a standout for me tonight. His game just goes from good to great, as far as I'm concerned, and I just thought that he was in everything for 4 quarters. We got sick of saying his name actually, but Robinson, very, very good as well, as was Nicky Aaron. Really liked his game tonight.
Nick, final comments?
Yeah, no, great, exceptional performance from St Mary's. They, with those fly-ins, Grenfell's back in the side. They'll be a force to be reckoned this comes to, the finals time. And Waratah, they had a number of outs out tonight. They can still hold their head up high. And, they had a lot of players come up from Divi 1. So, they've got a lot of players to come back in the side, and they will feature heavily in finals.
Yeah, just with Waratah, it's not their night tonight, but they are second on the ladder. You don't get there by luck. You get there by hard work. You get there by good systems, good coaching, good game plan. They've got a good list. They will come back from this.
Good on you, Colleen. Thanks to you, Colleen, for your special comments, and also to Nick. May be the last time that we hear from either of you on this commentary, so really appreciate your efforts and your special comments. Thanks to Matthew Davidson back in the studio. You've been listening to SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse, always here for you, and for cfsgear.com.au, the NT sportswear, corporate wear and school uniform specialists. We look forward to bringing you all the Top End Footy action again next weekend. Until then, stay safe, take care on the roads, and it has been a big performance here from the St Mary's Footy Club. 19-13, 127 to Waratah, 7-7-49, 78-point victors.